Hot Dogs Hoffy, SoCal's local treasure for nearly 100 years. Hoffy Hot Dogs, local and so great. When we continue here on Dodgers on Deck, we will check in with Rick Monday for leading you up to first pitch. Dodgers and Mets. I'm Tim Case, world champion Los Angeles Dodgers Audio Network.
When you want Dodgers, the only home is AM 570 LA Sports.
Hey, Dodger fans. In the game of life, with its home runs, curveballs, and strikes, the LA County Department of Mental Health has you covered. If you ever feel anxious, overwhelmed, or need immediate help, we are here for you. The Department of Mental Health offers free emotional support, service referrals, and crisis counseling. Call our 24/7 helpline at 1-800-854-7771. That's 1-800-854-7771. Or visit dmh.lacounty.gov.
Protect your home and property now. Start at the house and work your way out. Harden your home with fire-resistant upgrades to better protect it from the threat of wildfire. Create defensible space by clearing away dead vegetation within 100 feet of your home. Pay special attention to the first 5 feet surrounding your home and other structures on your property. Learn more from CAL FIRE on what it means to be ready at readyforwildfire.org.
Your car is one of your most prized possessions, so you want to make sure you're taking care of it, and that includes routine oil changes. Hi, this is Tim Case. With our family cars, I trust the folks at Valvoline Instant Oil Change, home of the 15-minute drive-through oil change. No waiting rooms, no appointment needed. With locations all over Southern California, go to SoCalOilChange.com and find the Valvoline Instant Oil Change near you. When you pull in, they offer stay-in-your-car service while you wait. Got 15 minutes? Need an oil change? Make it a Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
Let's be honest. Relationships shouldn't be this hard. It's time to say goodbye, grass, because you deserve better. Break up with your lawn and upgrade to a beautiful, low-maintenance, California-friendly garden. Go to BeWaterWise.com and start a new relationship that saves you water today. BeWaterWise.com.
This is Morongo Casino Dodgers on Deck. On your home for the blue all season long.
It's the Dodgers and the Mets. Dustin May and Paul Blackburn, the pitching matchup. Blackburn fresh off the IL, making his debut here in 2025. First pitch coming up at 7:10.
And now, joined by David Massey, here's LA Dodgers broadcaster and World Series champion Dodger, Rick Monday.
All right, Rick, the Dodgers are in tow tonight against the Mets after what I believed was a successful weekend against the Yankees.
It was, but that's not the headline story for us. The headline story for us, and we are thrilled to say this, you had some fan mail delivered just a few moments ago, right before we came on the air. And I told you, congratulations, and you opened them up, and it's just nice to see you. Had some people that came in earlier, maybe 30 minutes ago, that said hello, and they listened. They listened to broadcasts, both pre and post game. It is amazing the number of people that we are able to touch with Dodger baseball on a daily basis.
No doubt, it gives everybody an escape. You always said that whenever you come to the ballpark or turn on the radio, you check reality at the door.
Exactly, and that's what we leave either at the base of the radio or at the front gate is reality, at least for a few hours. Unfortunately, they reissue it to us as we leave the stadium. But this is a great outlet, and to have back-to-back New York teams and to see people talk about it ahead of time and then show up here early. And by the way, if you have tickets for the next 3 games in this series, I would strongly recommend that you get here early.
No doubt. Tonight is Tommy Edman bobblehead night, NLCS MVP against the Mets. It seems like Tommy's starting to get back to what we saw at the beginning of the year.
I've said this before, and it's very difficult to maintain when you get hurt, and if you're swinging the bat really well. It's difficult to maintain that, hold on to it, and have it when you come back. And that's happened to Teoscar Hernandez this year. And for Tommy Edman, the same thing. But we're beginning now to see Tommy do what he did so brilliantly last year, in particular in the postseason, which is to hit the ball all over the place. Didn't matter if it's fastball, breaking ball, whatever it is. He understands how to play the game on top of that. And we talk about, he has a nose for the baseball from a defensive standpoint, and he understands how to play the game. Now, that sounds probably a little strange to some people, but there's a lot of people that have wonderful ability that don't really have maybe the baseball instinct. And that's sometimes it has to be learned. Well, Tommy Edman comes the full package and equipped with that.
Rick, a former Dodger that you really respect, Skip Schumacher, who was the bench coach in St. Louis when Tommy Edman was there. He told me that Tommy Edman and Paul Goldschmidt were the two most favorite players he ever coached because of everything you just said.
And if we look at the Cardinals organization of the past, I can't really vocalize that I believe it's in the present, but I know in the past, the Cardinals were one of the teams, I think, with the Dodgers right alongside. Fundamentally sound, not just teams, but organizations from the coaches at the minor league level. Really started in the scouting for that standpoint, but then the coaches at the minor league level, they used to make fun of the fact that there was a book out by Al Campana, so he was the general manager, about the Dodgers' way to play baseball. Well, if you open up that book, and there's still a few around that you can kind of look at and see, it was basic stuff when you read it, but it was stuff that got you through ball games on a daily basis, on the fundamentals. Not only the fundamentals, but also the thought process of getting to an out, getting to an at-bat, getting to a pitch.
That's amazing. Do you still have your book?
I have it somewhere in storage.
That's amazing.
Yes, I do.
That's awesome. Rick, thanks a lot for sharing. We'll see how this series goes. Dodgers, Mets.
Okay.
All right.
I know you'll be here early tomorrow.
You're my number one fan. I know you are.
Yeah, mine was a tops now as well. I hit my first walk-off last year against the Mets.
Jacob Young, Nationals win! Now he's got his first walk-off big league hit.
Dad had bought a stack of them, and I was like, I think we can get these results, but he went ahead and bought a stack for himself.
Like business cards. There you go.
But it was awesome just to have that moment and have everyone so excited to have a picture of you is a fun moment.
Now, representing the organization, Jim Leland and A.J. Hinch are presenting Miggy with a customized set of cleats made by renowned artist Marco Terzo, made from several significant baseballs from Miguel's career. The cleats are presented on a base representing the time he spent at both third and first base in his career.
Another pitch, another play, and another legendary moment with the boys in blue. But what makes the game even better? A beer that's beyond ordinary. Asahi Super Dry. With its crisp, clean taste and bold character, Asahi goes beyond what you expect in a beer. It's a drink for those who crave more. So whether you're cheering for a walk-off or just exploring new experiences, grab an Asahi Super Dry and go beyond the ordinary. Because with Asahi, it's always beyond expect. Asahi Super Dry. Always drink responsibly.
Mookie swings, hits a drive to left field and deep. Going back, and this ball is gone. It's a home run for Betts.
Come join the boys in blue at Dodger Stadium for Father's Day on Sunday, June 15th versus the San Francisco Giants. Celebrate our amazing father figures on and off the field together. With the purchase of a ticket, receive an exclusive Dodgers Father's Day bucket hat presented by Security Benefit. Don't miss this special day in the ballpark. For tickets and information, visit Dodgers.com/promotions.
As we were saying,
This is Morongo Casino Dodgers on Deck on the official home of LA Dodgers baseball.
It's the Dodgers and Mets. Dustin May, Paul Blackburn, the pitching matchup. First pitch coming up At 7:10, Dodgers Baseball is brought to you by Zenshi Sushi. Enjoy it. It's a quick, affordable meal the whole family can enjoy. Zenshi handcrafted sushi. They got all the rolls. The tuna roll, the spicy tuna roll, the salmon rolls, the tempura shrimp rolls. They got platters you can get made fresh on-site daily by professionally trained sushi chefs. It's so easy to find inside the Ralph's right near the deli counter. You can't miss Zenshi handcrafted sushi. It's always fast, fresh, and easy.
David Vassay. And now, what will likely be Vassay fielding insults from a Dodger player.
It's an engagement of endearment.
This is High and Tight.
Well, he's out of his South Bay bubble and back at Dodger Stadium, suited and booted and ready to go for tonight's game against the Mets, and that is one of the greatest hitters we have ever seen in Major League Baseball, and he's our own, Nomar Garciaparra. Nomar, thanks a lot for the time.
Hi, Dave. You know, it's always good to see you.
I mean, you have that beach glow after being out there in the South Bay, you know, on the Strand. You come back ready to go.
Well, you know, we were off the last couple of weekends, you know, because the games were nationally televised, you know, with Fox and ESPN and then Apple TV taking it all. So we were off a little bit. We enjoyed ourselves for the last couple of weekends, but at the same time, I did enjoy watching the Dodgers, you know, win that series this past weekend.
For a number of different reasons, how important was it for the Dodgers to, A, come back against Max Fried on Friday night, and then B, come back the way they did on Saturday?
Listen, no matter what you always say, win the series, right? We talk about that all the time, and they did that.
Hard to believe his swing was not on yet last year either.
Yeah, I think when he's cutting the swing, you know, he cuts it off and he's not barreling it up or staying on the ball as long as he would like. Yeah, there are times when maybe he'll get a hit and he still hovers around, you know, he's still hovering around 300 and doing what he was doing. But at the same time, it might be off the end of the bat, or the way the ball is coming off your bat. It's not coming off with that backspin that you like. Sometimes it has kind of that, we call like a flare, or just kind of, you know, tails away, especially when you're going the other way. So that's sometimes you're cutting the ball off. You're hitting it maybe not square right behind it, so you don't create that backspin you like.
All right, now we got it. You explained the Freddie Freeman next level hitting to the common man like us.
Well, listen, like I said, he is fun to watch, and he is special. And watching his consistency, his joy for the game, and how hard he works, it's truly something to admire.
Nomar Garciaparra is our guest in front of first pitch between the Dodgers and Mets, a 4-game series here at Dodger Stadium. And Nomar, you obviously played in so many big games. What does a weekend like this past one do to kind of get you a little extra something to get through, you know, the hot summer months of June?
Well, listen, I think, you know, you have, there's certain series that, you know, okay, there's a lot of hype behind it. There's you feel it, the energy from the fans as well, and you want to play well. You're playing against a good team, and listen, the Dodgers can't let up. I think as a Dodgers, you're thinking, hey, this is just part of what we have are the run of all these good teams that we're playing that are going to be in contention, or you assume they're going to be in contention down the stretch. So you're trying to win the series. I know it's cliche, but it's true. You do have to take it one game at a time. You can't look past. You couldn't think past the Yankees and think of the Mets. So now that you go out there, you play a tough series. Now you got to come in and play a series against a tough team that just beat you over at their home field, and you want to return the favor. So you're like, listen, we got to be at the top of the game, and then you have to continue that. It doesn't stop after that, because then you're going over there and you're playing a hot team over the weekend after this week finishes. So you just got to be on. And this is not the bad time to be on, because you're going through May, June. This is when you're right in the thick of it. This is when you're kind of feeling where you're supposed to be, and this is who we are, and the weather's nicer. This is the heart of it, and you love this month.
Hey, it's hot, the weather's warmer, but Nomar's hair is still perfect. You'll see it tonight on Sportsnet LA. Thanks a lot for the time, Nomar. Appreciate it.
Dave, always great talking to you.
There he goes, Nomar Garcia-Parra out of the South Bay bubble, and he'll receive a gift card to our friends at Javier's in Newport Beach and a new location in downtown Los Angeles. Go over and say hi to Javier. We'll send it back to you in the studio, Tim.
All right, thanks a lot, DV. Dodgers start the night, by the way, 36-23 on this season. 2 games up on the Padres in the NL West. 3 games up on the Giants. They're 8 games up on the Arizona Diamondbacks, who have dropped 8 of their last 10. And, well, the Colorado Rockies, don't look now. They won their 10th game of the season. Yes, congratulations to the Rockies, who beat the Marlins today 6-4. They're now 10-50 on the season. Dodgers baseball is brought to you by Shakey's Pizza Parlor, the official pizza partner of the Dodgers audio broadcast. When it's game night, it's group night at Shakey's.com. We're leading you up to first pitch, Dodgers and the Mets. Up next, we'll dive deeper into this pitching matchup. Don't go anywhere. I'm Tim Case, the world champion Los Angeles Dodgers Audio Network.
This is AM 570 LA Sports.
More than ever, you need a friend in the auto business, and Galpin Ford has been that friend for 8 decades and counting, helping families throughout Southern California find the perfect car, truck, or SUV. And it starts with the Bachman family, who have built a culture centered around you, the customer. That approach made Galpin Ford the largest volume Ford dealer in the world. The same approach applies to every Galpin brand, all 12 of them. You design your buying experience. Do it all online with at-home delivery. Shop online and pick up your new car in person, or come to Galpin Ford off the 405 at Roscoe and experience the world-class treatment that thousands receive every month. It starts at Galpin.com.
Great news, Dodger fans. Uber Eats is available at Dodger Stadium. That means you never have to miss a single pitch, run, or out. Skip the long concession lines and order your favorite stadium eats right from your seat. Just scan the Uber Eats QR code or open the app, place your order, and we'll let you know when it's ready for pickup. It's fast, easy, and keeps you in the game, not in line. So go ahead, order now, and enjoy every moment of Dodgers baseball.
Hey, it's David Vassegh. Now is the time to make sure your home is primed for the season with heating products by Navien. We know Navien tankless water heaters gives us endless hot water and big savings. Navien also makes high-efficiency products that deliver comfort in the form of heat to every corner of your home. Now Navien is taking comfort to the next level by introducing a hydro furnace that provides even high-efficiency forced air heat powered by the same proven technology as their water heating products. Visit NavienInc.com/Dodgers.
Hey, LA County. Anthony Bonda here with a World Series message about keeping LA clean. Trash and bulky items left on our streets is a major league foul, so step up to the mound and strike out illegal dumping. Be a county MVP and report illegal dumping by calling 888-CLEAN-LA and schedule free bulky item pickups with your waste hauler. Together we can help keep LA County safe and clean. Visit cleanla.com for more. This message is brought to you by LA County Public Works.
This is Morongo Casino Dodgers on deck. On your home for LA Dodgers baseball.
It's the Dodgers and the New York Mets as the all-New York homestand continues. First pitch coming up at 7:10.
And now, before the Dodgers hit the diamond, we look at the pitch.
Yeah, mine was a tops now as well. I hit my first walk-off last year against the Mets.
Jacob Young, Nationals win. Now he's got his first walk-off big league hit.
Dad had bought a stack of them, and I was like, I think we can get these results, but he went ahead and bought a stack for himself.
Like business cards. There you go.
But it was awesome just to have that moment and have everyone so excited to have a picture of you is a fun moment.
Coverage for those who meet income requirements. Get doctor visits, prescriptions, rides to your doctor, and more at no cost to you. Learn how to apply at lacare.org/meta-cal today.
Ford employs the most American auto workers in the U.S. They also assemble the most vehicles in the U.S. Ford's commitment to America is not a coincidence, but a proud choice. And Ford is showing everyone that commitment is more important than ever right now.
Ford is offering employee pricing on all Ford.
You pay what Ford employees pay.
Now is the time to get into that Ford you've been eyeing.
Take advantage of employee pricing while you can.
Ford.
From America, for America.
Premier America Credit Union makes every day smoother with Premier Plus checking. No more monthly fees, high dividends, and easy access to your funds. Visit premieramerica.com/earn-more. Federally insured by NCUA.
This is Morongo Casino. Dodgers on deck. On your home for the Blue all season long.
It's the Dodgers and the Mets. Dustin May on the mound when the boys in blue play at home. It's important they have the right plan to protect their house. Before setting up a campfire, make sure to get a permit for CAL FIRE and check local restrictions so you can protect your house as well. Know how to properly set up a campfire and extinguish it using the drown, stir, and feel method. Always have a water supply and shovel nearby to extinguish your campfire. Properly maintain car brakes so there's no metal-to-metal contact that can spark a fire. For more about these tips and to find out others, you can just visit fire.ca.gov. All right, we head back out to the booth one final time before first pitch. Tim Neverett, Rick Monday, guys.
Tim, thanks again. We count you down to the first pitch here at Dodger Stadium. Just an absolutely gorgeous night for a ball game. Dustin May, 3-4 and a 4.20 ERA, makes his 11th start. And for Dustin May, one of the things that you look at when you look at him is his first 3 starts of the season didn't give up a home run, but he's given up one in each of his last 7 starts. So keeping the ball in the ballpark is going to be a key for Dustin May.
And I think getting ahead in the count. Here's some numbers very quickly. When Dustin May has 2 strikes on hitters so far this season, there's only 3 starting pitchers have a lower batting average against with 2 strikes than Dustin May. It's an 0.95 average. And then you start to add, well, how about the slider? Well, the slider is a very big pitch for him. In fact, he throws it with 2 strikes over 50% of the time. The slider, by the way, overall throws it about 40% of the time. We have not seen, very quickly, we have not seen that velocity at 98 and 99. And he doesn't have to with the movement that he has. But the big thing is throw strikes in particular, leadoff hitters of an inning.
Right-hander Paul Blackburn will counter for the Mets. He makes his 2025 debut coming off the injured list. Knee inflammation put him on, but he's also coming off of back surgery that had him questioning whether or not he'd pitch again. Well, he's pitching again here tonight.
Yeah, and he had a spinal leakage in the back that had to be taken care of, and it was spring training, and all of a sudden the knee came up, and then during his rehab, he had an illness that really set that back, so they're hoping for good things for Blackburn, who came up initially with the A's, and 82 career starts, and he'll make number 83 here tonight against the Dodgers.
Blackburn, a local guy out of Heritage High School in Brentwood. He's 31 years of age, getting the start against Dustin May as the Dodgers and Mets get ready for game one of this 4-game set. Tim?
All right, first pitch is next. Enjoy it. David Vassay's got you covered with all the postgame when it's over. Dustin May on the mound when we return. I'm Tim Case, the world champion Los Angeles Dodgers Audio Network.
World champions once again, my friend.
World Series champion Los Angeles Dodgers.
This is just the beginning of this team's title window.
Get out the way, get out the way, get out the way. Yeah.
This has been Morongo Casino Dodgers on deck on the world champion Dodgers Audio Network.
You either with me or against me, though.
Living out their dream.
They've added even more.
Now we go for 2 in a row.
Win, 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 win. Yeah. Curve everything else. Win, 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 win.
In the backyard and dreaming about this moment.
Start chasing that chip. Stop. Win, 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 win.
This has been Morongo Casino Dodgers on deck, the MVP for fun, food, and good times. Dodgers baseball is brought to you by Superior Grocers.
Quality, variety, and value.
Shakey's Pizza.
Get more meal for deal at Shakey's.com.
And by Estrella Jalisco.
Back-to-back home runs in the bottom of the ninth.
First pitch is just moments away on your home of the world champion LA Dodgers. The home of the world champion LA Dodgers. KLAC KYSR HD2 Los Angeles. Make us a preset on the free iHeartRadio app.
National League West Division champion. 10,000 hours.
There's still more steps to take.
Get to stepping. So go ahead and give us the flowers. Just getting started. Gotta know by now it's way more than luck.
This team has continued to pour resources into the roster.
All eyes on us.
Welcome to world champion LA Dodgers baseball.
Always remember what it felt like to be part of the best damn baseball team in the world.
In the world.
Zoom in, zoom out, zoom up.
They wear the crown.
All eyes on us.
Dodgers baseball is brought to you by Budweiser.
This Bud's for you.
Galpin Motors.
Family owned and operated since 1946.
LA County Public Works.
Recycling beverage containers is a triple play.
Children's Hospital LA.
From colds to cancer, we got this.
Coffee Hot Dogs.
A SoCal treasure. Local. Original. Great.
AM 570. You come here from Dan Patrick and Colin Cowherd.
Legends of the game in every way possible.
To Rogan and Rodney and Petros and Money.
Who is going to compete with that?
You keep this going with your passion.
This city is different.
Nobody does LA sports.
It's Los Angeles.
Like AM 570 LA Sports.
Hope.
Well, this is a World Series card. Everybody said, what's it going to be to pitch against Sandy Koufax, who's a dominant pitcher? I said, I hope I don't embarrass myself. And I didn't. Pitched my first shutout ever. We won 6-0, and my parents were there. My mom was afraid of heights, so she was in the upper deck. She had to come down and trade seats with somebody so she could actually watch her 20-year-old son pitch a shutout in the World Series.
Family-owned and operated dealer group in Southern California, Galpin has been part of the community since 1946, offering great deals, great service with great people. In addition to Ford, Galpin's winning heritage includes Mazda, Honda, Volkswagen, Porsche, Land Rover, Aston Martin, Jaguar, Lincoln, Volvo, Polestar, and Lowe's. Be a part of the Galpin story. It starts at Galpin.com.
Let's go to the Galpin Motors broadcast booth.
And now your voices of the LA Dodgers.
Rick Monday and Tim Neverett.
Live from Dodger Stadium, it's the opening game of a 4-game series between your world champion Los Angeles Dodgers and the New York Mets. Hi, everybody. Rick Monday alongside Tim Neverett and with producer-engineer Dwayne McDonald as we get set to go. Another glorious evening in Southern California, and why not? 2 first-place teams, the Dodgers in the Western Division of the National League, 2 in front of San Diego, 3 out in front of San Francisco. And for the New York Mets, they've won 3 in a row, 8 of the last 10, and now they're in first place in the National League East, 1 full game in front of the Philadelphia Phillies. Dodgers in the background taking the field. And for this Dodger ball club, 36-23 is their record. They've been lights out at home. They've won 21 of the 30 played at Dodger Stadium. Meanwhile, the Mets, 37-22. They're 2 games below 500 on the road at 13-15. The Dodgers starting lineup tonight. Again, it's Shohei Ohtani leading it off. He's the designated hitter. Teoscar Hernandez batting second tonight, playing in right field. Freddie Freeman is at first base. Batting fourth and playing in center, Andy Pages. Max Muncy, whose bat has really gotten hot, is at third base. Michael Conforto is in left field. At second base, Tommy Edman on Tommy Edman bobblehead night. Dalton Rushing doing the catching night. He'll bat in the 8th spot. And batting ninth and playing at shortstop, Hae-Sung Kim on the mound, 6'6" right-hander. Dustin May, his 11th start, a record of 3-4. We mentioned earlier in the pregame show, 5 starts at home. He's 2-1 with an ERA of under 3. So hoping to get out in front of the counts here tonight against the New York Mets. The umpiring assignments for Game 1, working the plate, calling the balls and strikes, the crew chief, Andy Fletcher. Gabe Morales is at first base. Umpiring at second, Jansen Visconti. And Malachi Moore is over at third base. We'll join tomorrow night, same start time, 6 o'clock Pacific, with the Morongo Casino Dodgers on Deck show. First pitch at 7:10. And what should be a good matchup is going to be Clayton Kershaw on the mound for the Dodgers. So happy to have you with us. Absolutely glorious night for baseball. First of 4, the Dodgers against the New York Mets. Happy to have you with us. Having to play. Here's Tim.
Thank you very much, Mo. As Francisco Lindor, the switch-hitting shortstop, makes his way to home plate. He will be batting left-handed against the right-hander Dustin May. Dodgers in their home whites. Dodgers across the chest, red numeral in front. Classic Dodger look. And the Mets in their traveling road grays with New York across the chest. Trimmed in blue and orange. And we're just about set to go. Dalton Rushing setting the target, the windup, the kick and the pitch. And we're underway with strike 1 at 7:10 in the evening. A beautiful 70 degrees, clear skies, time and temp. Brought to you by Bank of America, the official bank of the Los Angeles Dodgers. Lindor hitting .282, 13 homers and 34 runs batted in. 0-1 pitch. Swings and drives it deep to right. This ball's back and it is gone. Francisco Lindor with a leadoff home run, and the Mets jump on the board 1-0. Oh, he just jumped all over that pitch from Dustin May, and May now has allowed 8 home runs, 1 in each of his last 8 games.
Well, Lindor came in hot to begin with. 6 for his last 11 with 3 home runs. Now make it 7 for 12 with 4 home runs. And that fastball down. And all Lindor done is against low fastballs is hit .407 this year.
That's the go zone right there for Lindor. That's the highest average of any of the quadrants in the strike zone for Lindor. 255 career home runs now for Francisco Lindor. And the Mets have won 26 straight in which he has homered. Now here's Brandon Nimmo, left-handed hitting left fielder. Takes low ball 1. That streak of 26 straight, the second longest streak in Major League history, behind former Dodger Carl Furillo, when the Dodgers won 29 straight that he homered in from 1951 to 1953 in Brooklyn. So it is rare air that Lindor has put his team in. It's the 6th leadoff home run of the season for Lindor. He was making a case for himself again, an MVP candidate. He was the runner-up last year in the National League. 3 balls and no strikes to Brandon Nimmo.
Well, I mentioned in the pregame show that the New York Mets, when they score first in games, they have won 82% of the contests that they played. They're 23-5.
3-0 pitch is looked at outside, and that's ball 4, and Nimmo sprints down to first, as he customarily does. So not a great start, but still lots of time to make up for it for Dustin May. Runner aboard, nobody out, and here's Juan Soto. And the boos raining down. He's hearing that pretty much everywhere. He has not had a great start to the season. So he looks to bunt, pulls the bat back, takes inside, ball 1.
Well, I don't think he had any intention of bunting. I think that was basically show me, and it was a breaking ball really off the plate by a wide margin.
1-0 to Soto, hitting just .233, 10 homers, 49 hits, and 210 at bats. And he takes ball 2. And Dustin May has not zeroed in the strike zone yet. The 1 strike he threw was hit out of the ballpark. I should say the second one. The first one started the game, and it was taken by Lindor. He hasn't thrown one since. 6 straight balls delivered. Now the 2-0. Swung on ground ball to second base. Edman throws to Kim 1. Throw on to first base. He almost threw it away. Freddie had to dive toward right field. Kept his cleat on the bag and secures the double play ball. A little adventurous on the throw from Hae-Sung Kim. But Freeman bails him out in the end, and there are 2 down.
A little awkward as far as the throw. Had all the time in the world. And only 6'5" stretch on the backhand side by Freeman allows that to remain as a double play ball.
First baseman Pete Alonso, first right-handed batter to face Dustin May tonight. Alonso's hit in 8 straight games. And the pitch. That is down low. Ohtani, Teoscar Hernandez, and Freddie Freeman will bat in the bottom of the first inning. 1-0 Mets. A leadoff homer for Francisco Lindor. May shrugs his shoulders, towing the rubber on the first base side. Now the wind, the kick, and the pitch. And he throws a sweeper in there for a strike.
As I mentioned, Alonso with an 8-game hitting streak, 3 home runs in that spot. We talked about Soto with a low fastball, how he hits it. Well, Alonso, low fastball, hitting at .464.
Pitch, sweeper, line drive, snared by Kim. Oh, what a play by the Dodgers shortstop. Had to go hard to his glove side left, reached out for it. The ball stuck in the webbing. And that hard hit line drive right to Kim ends the top of the first inning. 1 run, 1 hit. The leadoff homer by Lindor. And after a half inning,
life-saving speed. Learn more at cityofhope.org.
You can bet just as sure as you live. Something's gotta give, something's gotta give, something's gotta
Bottom of the first inning, 1-0 Mets. Shohei Ohtani will lead off. Shohei's first at bat. Brought to you by Asahi Super Dry Beer, embodying the refreshing taste of modern Japan. Go beyond the expected. Paul Blackburn delivers home, and that's inside ball one to Shohei. Shohei now tied with Lindor for the most number of leadoff home runs in the National League at 6. 1-0 the count. He had his last one Friday against the Yankees. Swing and a miss. After Aaron Judge had one in the top of the inning, Shohei tied it in the bottom with a leadoff first pitch home run. Second time he had a first pitch home run. Also against the Mets back in New York. 1 ball, 1 strike pitch from Blackburn. Inside, 2-1. Ohtani, .293 average. A Major League best 22 home runs, 37 runs batted in. 2-1 to Ohtani. Standing tall from the left side against the right-hander. Blackburn fires. This ball is fouled a long way out of play, third base side. And that'll just miss the third deck and tumble down into the second deck. Well, at Children's Hospital Los Angeles, groundbreaking research meets world-class expertise and treatment. U.S. News and World Report once again has named CHLA the #1 hospital in California. Learn more today at chla.org. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Ohtani. Blackburn making his 2025 debut. Sends one home, and he strikes him out with a curveball. And Ohtani still battling with a case of the swings and misses in recent games. A 1 away, and Teoscar Hernandez.
A lot of breaking balls in that formula as well, Tim. And then expanding the zone upstairs with high fastballs.
Well, Blackburn, a local product, out of Brentwood. First drafted by the Cubs in the first round in 2012. He spent time with the A's. He was involved in a trade last year that sent him to the Mets. No balls and 1 strike to Teoscar Hernandez. Right-hand batter hitting .291. And the pitch to Teoscar is outside and low. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, for Blackburn, a lot of injuries. Made this debut with the A's, as you're saying, 2017. 5 years later, part of the American League All-Star team. But he missed the end of last year and first 2 months of this season with a couple of different injuries and illness.
Pitch on the outside corner, says Andy Fletcher, the home plate umpire. It's 1-2.
Yeah, the Mets got him just before the trade deadline last year, made 5 starts. Then he was hit in the leg with a comebacker. Then as he came back, he got ill.
1-2 is swung on, popped up, shallow right center. McNeil, the second baseman, is out. Still going out. He's called off by Soto. And the Met right fielder makes a one-handed catch for out number 2.
Yeah, for Blackburn, the injuries continue. After he got healthy, then he had spinal leakage in his back. Then this year in spring training, right knee inflammation. As he was getting over that, he got sick again, and that slowed down his rehab.
Freddie Freeman leads the league in average at .365. He hit .410 in the month of May. 4th highest ever for a Dodger in the month of May. Takes ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Blackburn out of the stretch. 1-0 Mets. Bottom of the second inning. Bottom of the first inning. 2 men out, I should say. And a ground ball wide of first.
So that ball was down and low fastballs. How's this for an average? Freddie Freeman has the best batting average of any hitter in baseball on low fastballs. What's he hit against the low heaters? .515.
And the 1-1 pitch swung on, and that's rolled just foul past first. Alonso dove for it, got a piece with the glove, but couldn't make the catch.
That's the changeup. We saw a good one right there. We also saw a very good one. Third pitch made to Ohtani, leading it off. So fastball, slider, curveball, does throw the cutter, then the changeup.
Ball and 2 strikes to Freddie Freeman. 2 men out, nobody on. And Blackburn's pitch. And Freddie fouls it back. Freeman with 17 doubles. Continues to climb up the all-time doubles list. Now in the high 40s, tied with Ted Williams and Willie Mays. Amazing to think about it. He's still got a lot of baseball left in him. 1-2. Pitch fouled away. He's talking to his dad tonight, and he said, we're going to see Freddie play for a few more years. We want to see if he can get 3,000 hits. So that'd be a great thing. And it is within reach. It'll take some doing, but he could do it. Now a 1-2. Swung on, a little roller to the left side of the infield. Third baseman Beatty grabs it, and the ball doesn't cooperate. That'll be an infield single for Freddie Freeman. Another base hit for Freddie.
Well, I gave you the number on Freddie Freeman, the low fastball, 515. Well, he got one low fastball, hit that with authority on foul. And after that, watching Alvarez, the catcher, every target was up and in after that ball that was down below, and Freeman handled pretty well.
Freddie Freeman's got to be one of the toughest hitters to defend, though.
Well, where do you play him, first of all?
Yeah, he goes line to line.
The infield here was playing to pull the outfield the opposite way, but how are you going to try and pitch to him?
Andy Paez has hit in 6 straight. Right-handed hitting outfielder looks out at Blackburn, and he takes a strike over the outside third of the plate. 0-1 to Andy, hitting .279, 11 home runs, 37 runs batted in, the same number of RBIs that Shohei Ohtani has. Now an 0-1 pitch to Paez with Freeman off first, and that's low.
You and I were chatting earlier, so you wonder what Ohtani would have RBIs. Remember, he comes to home plate at least once a game, guaranteed not to have anyone on base, leading it off.
1-1 the count. You know, it's interesting when you look at the last couple of games, he didn't come up with men on very often, if at all. Often left on deck with 2 outs, and the batter, whoever was up, was making the last out of the inning. And now the Mets need a mound visit to get on the same page. And this mound visit is brought to you by Jacoby and Myers, because everyone deserves justice. They need a new PitchCom device. But, you know, you bring up a great point with Ohtani. At least one time he's going to have nobody on base. You hope that you can get base runners on in front of him. And that's a big reason that he's batting in the #1 spot, because you want him coming up in the 9th inning again to try to help you win a close ball game.
Let me ask a question. Why is it so many visiting teams are having difficulty with the PitchCom? When the Dodgers go on the road, we don't see this amount of problems electronically.
That is a good question. Certainly, you know, the one thing baseball I'm sure doesn't like are these delays due to PitchCom, due to some kind of malfunction with the earpiece. And there is suspicion that it wouldn't be the case here. But, you know, sometimes a pitcher might say, hey, I got a problem when he needs just a break.
That's why the home plate umpire goes to the mound. I was still not ready to go.
He just dropped the baseball.
Yeah, well, now he's got to pick up his glove and the baseball and fix his hat. And okay.
Give him a couple of warm-ups, too. Why not? No, he won't get that. Anyway, it's a 1-1 count, 2 down, 1-0 Mets, bottom of the first. And finally, here comes a pitch. And Paez rolls it down to third base. Beatty plays the good hop chest high, throws a strike to Alonso at first. And that'll do it for the Dodgers. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. And at the end of 1.
is a good one right here. The Padres. Little pinstripe unis. We would wear these every Thursday. When I kept it, I wanted to keep it all dirty. I always felt like if you didn't get dirty in a baseball game, you kind of didn't really play that day. So I had my pine tar there, a little dirt in the front side of it, but the brown and orange, really cool cleats. All the fans really enjoyed it as much as the players did.
Back to the Galpin Motors broadcast booth on your official home of Los Angeles Dodgers baseball.
Mets with a 1-0 lead, top of the second inning. The designated hitter, Jared Young, will lead off against Dustin May. Young just 3 for 14. And on the grass off the line at third is Muncy, and up the middle, Kim. And a strike called. 0-1. Top of the second brought to you by Budweiser. This Bud's for you. May looking over the webbing of his glove. Now steps back. High leg kick. Fires home, and it's fouled back for strike 2. News on Mookie Betts. He was out running the bases today. Also taking ground balls. Took batting practice on the field. Did everything he'd normally do before a game. And pronounced as good to go. There's a little number foul up the right side. Still 0-2 on Jared Young. And Mookie is available tonight to pinch hit off the bench. Expecting to start back at shortstop tomorrow in Game 2. Nothing and 2 the count and the pitch. And Young swings, fouls it back off to our left. What do you give the man who has everything? Well, for Mookie Betts, maybe a nightlight. Right? He can find his way to
$5.95.
That's it. Would have saved a broken toe.
He was asked about it today. He goes, well, I guess general clumsiness.
Is that the official?
Yeah, that's the official diagnosis.
There's a 1-2 pitch now to Young. And May gets him to swing. Oh, a vicious sweeper. And Young tried to stop his swing and couldn't. That is strikeout number 1 for Dustin May. 1 gone, top of the second inning. In the first inning, May was just 1 for 4 on first pitch strikes. And that one was the first pitch that he threw to Lindor, who took it. The next one he threw for a strike, Lindor hit out of the yard. For the lone run here in the ball game. Brett Baty, the third baseman, 0 for his last 7. Went 5 for 10 with a double and a home run. Had a big series against the Dodgers in late May at Citi Field. 1-0 pitch. Swung on, bouncer towards second. Tommy Edman charges. Little throw to first in time to get him. 2 down. It is Tommy Edman bobblehead night here tonight as the Dodgers celebrate the National League Championship Series most valuable player. And fitting that it was planned against the Mets, team they beat in the NLCS. In fact, Edman had a great series too. 407 in the series. He had 11 runs batted in. He had hits in all 6 games of the NLCS to earn MVP honors. There's Tyrone Taylor. And Taylor, the center fielder, bounds one foul down the third base side. It's 0-1. May ready to go, and the big right-hander kicks and delivers. The ball down and away, a cutter. This is the first time that Dustin May has pitched in the major leagues in the month of June. Isn't that hard to believe? I mean, we know how much time he's missed due to injury, but He's also missed the month of June. There's a sweeper on the inside part of the plate. Good for a strike. Making his 11th start here tonight. He's won 2 straight starts. In fact, last start, he had 9 strikeouts. 1-2 pitch. Swung on, fouled away. That was against the Guardians in Cleveland. And his 9 strikeouts a season high. He had 8 in the start before that. And Taylor pinwheels the bat around. 2 men out, bases empty. A 1-0 Mets lead, top of the second. No breeze at all to speak of right now. It's still Dodger Stadium. Pitch outside. But if you could bottle it, meaning the outside atmosphere, this is perfect baseball weather. Two and two. And now the wide and the 2-2 offer is swung on and fouled away. What did you consider perfect weather as a player?
Well, this is about as close as you can get to maximum comfort.
Two ball, 2-strike pitch from Dustin May. And Taylor pops this one up. Shallow right center. Edman out, backpedaling. Settling underneath it, but called off by Andy Pages, who comes in and makes the catch. And it's a 1-2-3, top of the second for Dustin May. After
on the world champion LA Dodgers Audio Network.
Mets 1, Dodgers nothing. Home half of the second inning. Max Muncy, Michael Conforto, Tommy Edman due up. Facing right-hander Paul Blackburn. Blackburn set the deal, and he throws. And it is high ball 1. Work hard and play hard in a new Tacoma with an iForce turbocharged engine. It's a truck built for the bold. See your Toyota dealer today. They make it easy. Once he waits, and he takes inside 2-0. Well, what do you think of the swing for Max Muncy in recent days, Mo?
Well, it has gotten shorter as far as the bat, the length it is traveling. Therefore, it is quicker as far as barrel to the baseball.
2-0 pitch. Low, 3-0.
The other part that I'm seeing is that Max is not pulling off the ball. He's discovered, hey, look, the hits count just as much to left center field. Then you start to underline things. How much of an improvement depth perception is it now besides the vision since he's been fitted with glasses?
3-0 pitch up high, ball 4. A 4-pitch walk to start the Dodger half of the second, and the tying run is aboard for Michael Conforto. Conforto, the former Met. In fact, he is on the list. He's in the top 15 or so in terms of home runs all time as a Met. Facing his old team. Muncy at first and nobody out of the pitch. A strike on the outside corner to Conforto. 173 the average. It's been climbing, actually. 3 home runs and 9 runs batted in. Oh, 1 pitch. Swung on, a little roller to second base. McNeil flips onto Lindor. The return to first and out at first. A double play. 4-6-3. And there are 2 down. Bases empty for Tommy Edman. Tommy's first at bat presented by Edmunds. Get an offer for your car. Find your next one. All on Edmunds.com. Tommy hit one right-handed yesterday in the finale against the Yankees. Dodgers came up short, though, but would win the series 2-1. Strike call. Tommy had his very young son throw out the first pitch tonight. Really cute. Of course, it is his bobblehead night, so the unwritten rule is you got to do something. Let's see what Edman can do tonight.
Oh, it's not unwritten.
It's in ink
it's
somewhere.
Carved in stone.
There's the ground ball toward the middle, backhanded by McNeil. Throws across his body, and it's in time to get Edman. The double play helps out Blackburn. Dodgers only send 3 to the plate after 2 full at Dodger Stadium. Mets.
I can't imagine transitioning from loving baseball cards to then knowing it's inevitably coming that you're going to be on baseball cards. What was that moment like for you?
Yeah, I think the first card I saw was when they did something for USA Baseball, and then now seeing my face, seeing me playing baseball on a card, it was surreal. It wasn't that it was that moment where like, wow, this is really something.
Dodgers baseball.
Top of the third inning. Mets with a 1-0 lead and a Francisco Lindor leadoff home run, his 14th of the year. And now Jeff McNeil, the second baseman, number 8 hitter, will come up. Left-handed batter. Right-hander Francisco Alvarez next, and back to Lindor as we play on here in the third. Along with Rick Monday, Tim Neverett with you. Glad you're along for the ride. Dwayne McDonald, our producer-engineer. David Vassay in the booth with us here at Dodger Stadium. And Colin Yee back at our Burbank studios. Strike call to McNeil. 0-1 to the second baseman, part-time outfielder, hitting .244. 3 home runs and 12 runs knocked in for McNeil. He swings and strokes it to right field, right at Teoscar. Now a couple of steps backward, he'll reach up and make the catch, and there's one away. Hey, Dodger fans, skip the line at Dodger Stadium. Look around the ballpark for the QR code to scan or order with Uber Eats. Right from your seat, and enjoy every pitch, run, and out. Check out the Uber Eats app. One away. There's Alvarez, .235 hitter. For his last dozen games, he's only hit .135. He takes a strike. Now the teams are wearing the number 4 again on their uniforms today. This is Lou Gehrig Day, celebrated each June 2nd. And the 0-1 pitch, swung on and missed, 0-2. Of course, Lou Gehrig began his tremendous streak of 2,130 straight games on the 1st of June when he replaced Wally Pipp. Didn't start that game, but today marks the first start he had on June 2nd, 1925, in that long series. And the pitch fouled away. Got some great facts here from the great researcher Bill Chuck. And the reason that Wally Pipp sat out the next day after Gehrig had come in to replace him, he had a severe headache. He had a history of those. stemming from a head injury from a hockey puck as a kid. That led to recurring headaches throughout his life. And so he didn't feel very well on June 2nd, 1925. Didn't start the game and then never started again at first base for the Yankees after that. Here's a 1-2. Wave and a miss, strike three. And Alvarez chases the sweeper down and away. That is strikeout number 2.
Well, it's Lou Gehrig Day, and it was on this date in 1941 that the Yankees learned the sad news that their captain, Lou Gehrig, 17 days before his 38th birthday, had died as a result of ALS, exactly 16 years after he broke in with his starting lineup. His name in the lineup for the Bronx Bombers.
The interesting thing is the day that word was circulating that he was going to end the streak, Wally Pipp was there. The game was in Detroit. And Pipp then out in the private sector, who's a Michigan resident. He was on a business trip to Detroit. As Lindor fouls it back. And at the time, the Yankees were staying at a hotel near the ballpark. And so was Pipp at the same hotel you've stayed in before, and I have stayed in, the Book Cadillac. That's downtown.
Where the lobby's on the second floor.
That's right. The big grand staircase as you walk in there. But Wally Pipp got to see Lou Gehrig at the beginning of the streak and the day that he ended it. 2 balls and a strike to Francisco Lindor. And a 2-1 pitch. Swung on, fouled away. But the reason that Major League Baseball has Lou Gehrig Day is to continually raise awareness for ALS research and try to get an end to that insidious disease known as Lou Gehrig's disease. Now the 2-2, and Lindor hits a high fly ball. It's in the area behind home plate. Dalton Rushing throws the mask away, fades away with it to his glove side, makes the catch on a spinning foul ball behind home plate.
Listening to LA Dodgers baseball.
On top of the mountain.
On the world champion LA Dodgers audio network.
Are falling. It's twilight time.
Mets with a 1-0 lead. Bottom of the third inning. Dalton Rushing, Ha-Seong Kim, and Shohei Ohtani to face Paul Blackburn. And a pitch to Rushing. And is outside, ball 1. Rushing picked up his first big league homer over the weekend. We'll never forget that one. Pitch swung on, and that's pulled into the Mets dugout for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. Rushing hitting .273. 6 hits and 22 at-bats. And the 1-1 from Blackburn. That falls in. Breaking ball. Good curveball called a strike 1 and 2. Fastball, sinker, cutter, change, and a curve. The repertoire for Paul Blackburn. Mets are going with a 6-man rotation now that Blackburn is back in it. Don't know how long they'll continue that, but that's the plan for them at the moment. Carlos Mendoza, the manager in his second year, is trying to have his pitchers go about once a week, and now they can't get on the same page pitch-wise, and the catcher, Francisco Alvarez, has to go out and meet up with Blackburn. At AM/PM, when the Dodgers steal a base at home, you score a free hot dog and any 12-ounce slim Coca-Cola. Redeem your free feast in the AM/PM app. Let's play ball. AM/PM, too much good stuff. 1 and 2 to Rushing. Stretched by Blackburn, and the right-hander's pitch home is swung on and grounded foul wide of first.
Friends, on this Lou Gehrig Day, we were just talking about it last half inning. You can join Major League Baseball in the fight against ALS. We encourage you to go online to MLBtogether.com/4ALS.
1-2. Missed inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Give you that address again. That's MLBtogether.com/4ALS.
2-ball, 2-strike pitch to Dalton Rushing. He swings and knocks it down the first base line, foul. You know, looking back at different stories about the time that Lou Gehrig took over for Wally Pipp. Pipp was hitting .244 with 3 home runs in 42 games. And had been hitting .175 in his previous 10 games before being replaced by Gehrig. There's a swing and a miss at a curveball outside. And that's the second strikeout, both coming on the curveball for Blackburn. But the manager of the Yankees at the time, Miller Huggins, was considering making the switch anyway.
Yeah, I mean, it was going to take place.
Yeah.
And then the headache kind of forced the hand.
In fact, when Gehrig took over, he was just 4 for 24 at that point, which was .167. Then he played in 114 straight, ended up hitting .303 with 20 homers. Pipp went 1 for 14 the rest of the year. Pitch outside to Ha-Seong Kim. Kim playing shortstop tonight. Left-handed batter at .413, 2 homers. He's knocked in 7. Had a home run on Saturday. Swings and rolls one down to first. Alonso's got it. Throws on to Blackburn covering, and they've got Kim easily 2 away. Here comes Ohtani. Here comes Shohei. 0 for 1. He struck out on a curveball in the first inning. Only had 2 hits against the Mets in that series in late May. One of those hits was a home run, and it came on the first pitch of one of the games. Struck out 5 times in the series. Now Blackburn's pitch, and Ohtani takes low ball 1. In 13 plate appearances against Blackburn, Ohtani is hitting over 400. 4 hits, a double, a home run, and 3 walks, plus the strikeout here tonight. It's now 2-0 after a low pitch. Changeup. Two balls, no strikes to Shohei. 2 outs, 1-0 Mets with a lead. And the pitch cut on and missed. Well, he got away with a cutter down the middle. Two and 1 to Ohtani. He waits. Pitch on the way. Got a piece of it and fouled it back. Now 2 strikes. Ohtani will ask for time. And it's granted. Dodgers offensively lead Major League Baseball in terms of runs per game, 5.81 runs per game. But right now have a goose egg on the scoreboard. 2-2. Swung on, fouled off to the left and out of play. And you look at what the Dodgers have done offensively. In the month of May, they led Major League Baseball in batting average, 283, on base percentage, 357, slugging, 482, OPS 839, runs with 173, and the pitch down low. They also led Major League Baseball in hits with 269, home runs with 44, and were tied with the Diamondbacks for the most number of extra base hits with 98. Collectively, the most runs batted in May with 166. 3-2, a chase on a curveball outside, and Ohtani strikes out for the second time in the game. 3 up and 3 down, 2 punch-outs for Black.
A lot of baseball fans have some familiarity with the T206 American Tobacco card set. Of course, features the famous Hannes Wagner card. What we have here are 3 cards from the lesser-known T205 set, which really was a successor to T206. T206 came out in 1909. These 3 cards, as part of the T205 set, came out in 1911.
Dodgers baseball continues on its official home.
Mets with a 1-0 lead as we start the 4th. Outfielder Brandon Nimmo leads off against Dustin May. May kicks, fires, it's upstairs, ball 1. Nimmo reached on a base on balls in the first inning, then was forced at second as part of a double play grounded into by Juan Soto, who's on deck. Muncy in on the grass at third, off the line for the left-handed hitter who takes a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. Hey, did you see the big news today in South Florida, Mo? There's a 1-1 now coming from Dustin May to Brandon Nimmo. Swinging a foul ball.
Are you going the same direction I think you're going?
I think so.
A victory?
But the Rockies winning 6-4.
Yeah.
Beating the
finally
Marlins.
get into double digits.
10 wins.
They lost 50 games before they won 10.
Amazing. 1-2. There's a check swing foul. There's another really amazing stat about that I saw today, but not in a good way. They were swept in series more times than they had wins. In other words, they were swept in 10 series, and they only had 9 wins coming into the game today. Now they have just as many wins as times they've been swept so far.
Stay hot.
It's a shame what's happening to that ball club. It really is. In spite of a win today. 1-2 pitch. And Nimmo pounds it foul up the
Well, I have a
side.
question about that team. What were the expectations, even going into spring training? They weren't great.
Ownership was quoted in spring training as saying they were going to be one of the best defensive teams they've ever had, or maybe in the big leagues this year.
I'll tell you what, defense, they're getting a lot of practice on baseballs hit to them.
And a strike call, a sweeper at the knees, and Dustin May rings up Brandon Nimmo, one away. Third strikeout, all on the sweeper. Well, join us for Sandy Koufax Brooklyn Dodgers jersey night Thursday against the Mets. The first 40,000 fans will take home a special Koufax Brooklyn Dodgers jersey presented by AM/PM. For tickets and information, visit Dodgers.com/promotions. Thursday is a 1:10 game. So Juan Soto, who has now grounded into 13 double plays this year, most in the National League. Hitting .232, right fielder. Big expectations after the contract he signed in the offseason. 0-1, and that's low ball one. Seemed pretty comfortable on the other side of the city in the Bronx with the Yankees, but took the deal with the Mets. When the Mets played the Yankees recently, he heard a lot about it. And the 1-1. Swing and a liner slicing toward the left field corner. That's going to drop fair and bounce over the sidewall and out of play for a double. So he'll be at second base with his 12th double of the season. A ground rule double. And here comes Pete Alonso. Alonso lined out to short as Hassan Kim went about as hard as he could on a rocket hit his way. Stuck his glove out and the ball went in. Alonso 0 for 1. Pitch hits him. And Alonso flips the bat. And he'll head down to first. Hit batsman. And Jared Young will come to the plate here in just a little bit. Before he does, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the world champion Los Angeles Dodgers audio network.
The home of the world champion LA Dodgers. KLAC KYSR HD2 Los Angeles. Make us a preset on the free iHeartRadio app.
Jared Young struck out in the second inning. He was the first strikeout victim of Dustin May tonight. 1 out, 2 on. Soto at second, Alonso at first. Young hitting right at the Euchre line, 200. Here's the pitch. And that is there for a strike. And for those who might not listen to every broadcast or are new to it, you say, what's the Euchre line? Rick and I will tell you from time to time what it is. It's when you hit 200. You'll say, no, that's the Mendoza line. Well, nope. Not really. There's the 0-1 pitch. And that's outside. In fact, Bob Uecker gave us permission to use that.
Well, I ran it by him one day and I said, would you be offended? He goes, absolutely not. You know, Mario Mendoza's lifetime average was 215. Bob Uecker's lifetime average was 200.
Right on the nose. 1 ball, 1 strike pitch. Swung on, ground ball towards second. Tommy Edman backhands, flips to Kim 1 on to first. It's too late. And Kim pointing at the bag, asking for the Dodgers to look at it, which they would do anyway. Whether they challenge or not is a different story. We'll see what
Dustin May with that save call, hopping around on the mound like he was in a popcorn popper.
And the Dodgers didn't see anything. They're not going to challenge. So runners at the corners and 2 men out. As Young reaches, and Alonso is forced out 4-6. One nothing Mets, 2 down, top of the 4th. Soto at third. Young at first, and Beatty, who's 0 for his last 8, is up. He grounded to second in the second. Stretch by May. He sends a sweeper that stays outside. Beatty, left-handed batter, 6 home runs on the year, 20 runs batted in, hitting .240. Batting 6th in the lineup for New York. And the pitch to Beatty. outside and high. 2 balls and no strikes.
What we're seeing from Dustin May is a different Dustin May. Not a bad Dustin May, but it's not 97, 98, and 99 as far as the velocity. There's nothing wrong with the 94 to 97 that we're seeing.
Stretch set at the belt, kicks, fires, and the sweeper stays outside again, 3-0.
But the question is command of the strike zone and then execution of the pitches.
Three and 0 the count. Runners lead from the corners, 2 down. Kim playing up the middle just to the left of the bag at second, and that sweeper falls in for a strike.
As I mentioned also in the pregame show, that for Dustin May, once he gets 2 strikes, but that's the goal. With 2 strikes, batting average against 4th best in baseball is below 100.
And May's 3-1 pitch to Beatty. Bounced foul back to the backstop behind him. A full count, so the runner at first, Jared Young, can run with the pitch. Soto will get a good-sized lead at third and move on contact. Dustin May tries to come all the way back from a 3-0 count. 1-0 New York. We're in the top of the 4th inning. Teoscar, Freddie Freeman, Andy Pages are the scheduled hitters in the bottom of the inning. Runner goes, the payoff pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Rushing dropped it. He had to pick it up and tag him. And a big strikeout on another sweeper for Dustin May. He now has 4 strikeouts, all on the same pitch. 3.5 innings in the books. It's the Mets 1, Dodgers 0.
Like build this for them and spend the last year of coming up with this concept and getting it off the ground and getting everybody here. Like, it just feels really good to have everybody coming and experiencing the thing that we've been working so hard on. To be able to like take the experiences of Comic-Con and add that to a card show just is really fulfilling, because as somebody who grew up going to card shows and still goes to the same card show in the same church basement in Trumbull, Connecticut every month, like, it's great. Card shows are amazing, but to be able to add all of this experience is what makes this great.
Last of the 4th inning. Dodgers trailing the Mets 1-0. Blackburn set to face Teoscar Hernandez for the 2nd time. Teoscar flied to right in the 1st inning. Freddie Freeman up next. And Blackburn's had a really good start to this game. 3 strikeouts so far, all of them on the curveball, and he delivers low and away ball 1. A message from California Public Health. Teens, you can feel better when you balance your stress with tips and tools made for teens by teens. Learn more at takespacetopause.org. Strike call to Teoscar. Slider catching the outside part of the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. Sun's starting to go down over to the west, and you look out at the San Gabriels and the jagged cliffs up there and the hills. Swing and a miss. Just a great silhouette tonight. Perfect evening for baseball. Outline of all the treetops at Elysian Park. Still very visible. Pitch is in the dirt. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Teoscar.
Last 3 pitches we've seen slider, curveball, changeup.
Let's see what he comes back with here. 2-2. Swung on, fouled away. Throw him another slider. Second slider of the at-bat.
Yeah, and it was labeled as a slider, but I tell you, that's a big slider. And it was only at 81. Well, it's more of a breaking pitch. You know, normally that slider has some velocity to it.
2-2 to Teoscar. Swung on and chopped foul, third base side.
That's why every pitcher, they may have in their own mind, well, this is a slider. That's what he throws for a slider. And there's different variances on it. That's why it's difficult. When you go back to the dugout as a hitter, guys said, well, what was the pitch? There are sometimes you go, I'm not sure.
2-2. Swung on and hit in the air to center field. Shallow. Coming on is Taylor. He is going to trap the baseball. That's going to be a base hit. Well, Teoscar Hernandez with a leadoff single. The Dodgers have the tying run aboard.
All-out effort also by Taylor. Just couldn't close ground. That was a big swing. That's difficult for an outfielder because you see the big swing, but the ball was hit right off the end of the bat.
It was a slider with a lot of bend in it. And as it tailed away from, that's why it ended up off the end of the bat. Yes, you're right. Good effort by Taylor, but just came up short. And now he moves back playing deep for Freddie Freeman. Pitch to Freddie. Outside, ball 1.
Well, it's a good thing they don't throw him first pitch strike. All Freddie Freeman has done this year, first pitch of an at-bat, hitting at .531. That's the 4th best average of any hitter in baseball.
1 for 1, an infield single for Freeman. 1-0 pitch. He swings it and rips it down to Alonso, who tags first base. He made a diving stab toward the bag, and his glove was right next to it. Tags the bag, takes the force play off. He turned around and looked at Teoscar, but Teoscar is too far along to make a throw, and he is at second base.
Yeah, if Alonso is a left-handed thrower, he'd wear the glove on the right hand. That play would not be made, but being a right-handed thrower, the glove is really to the foul line. They had a terrific play.
1 out, runner in scoring position for Andy Pages. And he looks at a first pitch strike. Nothing and 1. Blackburn twirling the ball in his right pitching hand behind his back. Now puts it in his glove. Bell tied. Checks the runner. Kicks and comes home. And it's low for a ball. A changeup.
Tim, one of the things that we observed when the Dodgers were in New York in the last road trip against the Mets, they're going to challenge the arms of the outfielders. They were not very accurate, and they were not real strong.
There's a 1-1 pitch on the way. And that one is a little bit low, a little bit outside, a sinker.
And the reason I say that, if Teoscar Hernandez get a good secondary lead, even a ball that's hit hard, and just watching Soto in right field, he was just loosening up the left throwing arm as I was talking about it.
2-1 to Andy Pages. Pitch swung on and sliced to the right, out of play. Foul ball, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Soto, by the way, in right field has not made a physical error. There's been some baseballs he's not been able to get to. Doesn't have the greatest range. He does have 3 outfield assists. But I think a lot of that is because runners are going to challenge him. He'll have more opportunities.
2-2 the count to Pages. Stretch, check of the runner at second base. Now the pitch home. And Andy swings, hits a fly ball to shallow left center field. Nimmo, the left fielder, comes over. He's called off by the center fielder Taylor, who in the gap makes the catch. 2 away. Second time up for Max Muncy. He walked in the second inning and then was part of a double play being forced at second. And Conforto grounded into a twin kill. Max has his average up to 227. Since late April, he's really picked things up, especially in the home run department. He's got 7 of them now. Had a multi-homer game the other day against the Yankees on Saturday. Here's a pitch outside, ball 1. Is there anybody that didn't homer against the Yankees on Saturday?
Both bat boys.
Javier and Brandon?
Mm-hmm.
Neither one of them? Have to send them back to the weight room. Now a 1-0 pitch. And Muncy waves and misses at a slider. Strike 1. A game we'll keep an eye on for you tonight in San Francisco. The Giants and Padres playing. 2 teams that are right behind the Dodgers in the standings. No score there, top of the 6th. 1-1 pitch. Max swings, hits a drive to center field. Taylor going back, still going back. He's on the track, squares up, right in front of the wall, makes the catch. Long out for Muncy, and the Dodgers come up empty. 1 hit.
San Manuel is now Yamava Resort and Casino at San Manuel. Find out more at Yamava.com.
LA night, thinking about a LA night in the broad daylight with a smile on your face and thinking about the way that you feel.
Center fielder Tyrone Taylor leads off the top of the 5th inning. 1-0 Mets on a leadoff home run by Francisco Lindor in the top of the 1st inning. Dustin May, the right-hander, kicks and deals home, and that is a ball outside and low. 1-0 to Tyrone Taylor. Next pitch for May will be his 60th of the ball game. Taylor is 0 for 1, fly to center in the 2nd inning. Now the 1-0 pitch from Dustin May. Swung on, popped him up, right side of the infield. Tommy Edman under it. Second baseman makes the catch. And there's 1 away.
Really 1 pitch, the difference in his ball game. That was the home run. Second pitch of the game by Dustin May that Francisco Lindor hit out for the home run.
Jeff McNeil, the second baseman, he flied to right to Teoscar in the 3rd. First pitch to him from Dustin May. Swung on, roped to the right side. That's a base hit. And McNeil with a single. 1 man out and 1 man on. I'll make a correction on what's coming up Wednesday night. Is Sandy Koufax Brooklyn Dodgers jersey night. That's Wednesday night. I think earlier there was another day set, but it is Wednesday. First 40,000 fans take home a special Koufax Brooklyn Dodgers jersey presented by AMPM. For tickets and information, visit Dodgers.com/promotions. Foul ball by the catcher, Francisco Alvarez. 0-1. Alvarez struck out swinging on a sweeper in the 3rd inning. 4 strikeouts in the game so far for Dustin May. Stretch in the pitch. Swung on, fouled off to the right. That's 0-2 now to Alvarez.
Well, this is where Dustin May has been really at his best this year. He joined us late. Only 3 starting pitchers have a lower batting average against than Dustin May with 2 strikes. The average against him is at .095.
And here comes the 0-2 pitch. Swung on and looped into right. That's a base hit. Wouldn't you know it? And stopping at second is McNeil. Just a flare off the end of the bat. And Alvarez hits the 0-2 pitch into right, and now the Mets with runners at first and second and one out, and Francisco Lindor coming up.
Okay, so it's 0-2 is an 0.95 average. Then you start to dive deep. You know what he throws there 2 strikes? Over 50% of the time? Slider.
There is, just so you know, no such thing as a broadcaster's jinx, in case you're wondering.
Absolutely.
Just make that clear right here now. Lindor had the home run in the first. Second time up, popped up to the catcher rushing and foul ground. He takes a strike.
Including if someone pitching has not allowed a hit during the ball game. It's the responsibility of the broadcaster to let the listener know that there's not been a hit. The guy driving into his driveway turns off the game. Said, well, you didn't tell me it was possible no hit.
Sweeper outside, 1-1. Well, that's the thing. I mean, you got to let if you're not telling people what's happening, you're not doing your job. You have to do it. You know, that stuff's for the dugout, and fans might want to enjoy that stuff. There's a ball hit deep to left field and headed back toward the wall. Caught by Conforto. Oh, what a catch. He just peeled it right off the wall, throws it into second base. It hits the umpire, Jansen Visconti, and deflects right back to Tommy Edman. Wow, that's like an old game of horse. I'm going to go off the wall, off the umpire, back to you behind the bag. Wow.
Off the backboard, nothing but net. Conforto covered a lot of ground to be able to get to that baseball, and then immediately makes a strong throw in.
Well, the runners hold at first and second.
Yeah, the ball short hopped Edman. He didn't really slow it down, but Visconti did. And then Visconti pointed out to Conforto, okay, I saw you.
A stretch by May. 2 down, 2 on. 1-0 Mets. Top of the 5th pitch. And Nimmo takes outside. Brandon Nimmo's 0 for 1. Walked his first time up on 4 pitches. And struck out flailing at a sweeper in the 4th inning. .230 hitter, 9 home runs for New York. 1-0 pitch. He swings and drives it to the gap in right center field. That's going to be big trouble. Bounces once and goes over the wall for a double.
Fortunate for the Dodgers, because the runners at first base would have scored if the ball stays in the playing area. But because of the ground rule double, he has to stop at third.
And McNeil comes in to score to make it 2-0 Mets. And Brandon Nimmo with technically a book rule double. And Juan Soto is going to be walked with first base open. Dodgers will put him on. One RBI for Nimmo, his 30th of the season. Mark Pryor will come out for a visit, the Dodger pitching coach, to talk to Dustin May, as he's going to be pitching with the bases loaded for the first time tonight. This is a big situation for May. You got to either get out of the inning or you're going to give up perhaps multiple runs. The batter will be Pete Alonso.
Alonso lined out to short, and he was hit by a pitch. And again, for Alonso, we mentioned it earlier. You did not want to give him a low fastball. He's hit .464. Only one hitter in baseball is a higher average. Who's that? Freddie Freeman.
Alonso is third on the all-time home runs list in Mets history, 238. He is now 4 behind David Wright for second at 242. And Darryl Strawberry, the all-time leader with 252, is within reach for Alonso. Bases loaded, 2 outs, 2-0 Mets. Top of the 5th. Out of the stretch, May deals to the right-handed hitter, throws him a sweeper, low, ball 1. One ball, no strikes to Alonso, who was hit by a pitch last time up. And a 1-0. He swings, hits a drive to right. Going back is Teoscar. He'll stop well before the track. He'll make the catch. and that will retire the side. The Mets leave them loaded, but they get a run on 3 hits.
I try to get a lot of stuff done before the game because I actually enjoy watching the games. We want to make sure that all the players are out there in the uniforms and they're clean, there's no spots or anything, and they have all their equipment and everything else.
We all pick each other up and we have each other's back. We all do different duties, but yeah, we all work together pretty well.
They're part of the team, you know, it's just like another teammate.
And may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Dodgers trying to get something going offensively. No runs on 2 hits for them. Mets lead it 2-0 going to the home half of the 5th inning. Michael Conforto to lead off. Tommy Edman to follow, and then Dalton rushing after that. Dustin May works himself out of a 5th inning jam. Left the bases loaded. Now Conforto facing Blackburn. Blackburn deals him a strike. 60 pitches now for Blackburn. First start off the IL. He had a knee situation, knee inflammation. He was on the injured list for more than 2 months. He's pitching in AAA. He pitched in spring training, got hurt.
And he had an illness. He was on his way back last year from an injury. Had an illness that really moved his rehab back considerably.
1-1 pitch. And a strike delivered. With Blackburn pitching tonight, more like he's been in the middle of his season. I mean,
true to form. I remember 2022, he was a member of the American League All-Star team.
And a 1-2 to Conforto. Just inside, Alvarez tried to frame it. And a little loud with the glove, huh, for Francisco Alvarez. Not very subtle. Just moving the glove in an abrupt manner. Get it over the plate. Now swing and a high fly ball to left. Waiting underneath it is Brandon Nimmo. He'll make the catch for out number 1. Go 1 down and Tommy Edman will come up. Mets with single runs in the 1st and the 5th. On a ground rule double by Nimmo in the 5th and a solo home run by Lindor in the 1st. Third baseman Beatty into the grass at third base and off the line a little. As Tommy Edman, switch hitter, bats left and takes a strike on the inside corner.
I remember a conversation I had with Steve Yeager, former Dodger catcher, and a darn good one. The Dodgers in that one area, I mean, they had terrific catching. Yeager, then Scioscia.
0-1, little tapper to the right side. That'll be fielded by Alonso. He stumbles, and Tommy's safe. Almost like he caught a spike or something, but could not make a clean throw to Blackburn covering. And Edman ran it out, and he is aboard with 1 out.
Yeah, that'll be an error on Alonso. And that will be his 4th of the year. But my conversation with Yeager about catchers, I said, okay, what do you do if an umpire is, in your estimation, missing He goes, well, the first 6 innings, I just grunt. I went, what do you mean? He goes, if they miss one, I go,
And Dalton rushing hits a fly ball to center. Taylor backs up, makes the catch. And retreating to first base is Edman, 2 away.
And then he said, and then about the 5th or 6th inning, he might go, He says, I don't know. And I said, okay, that's the first 6 innings. What from the 7th inning on? Because I tell him they flat out missed it.
I think that goes on now.
Well, it depends on, it's all about presentation.
I guess you're right. Haesung Kim batting from the left side. He takes a strike on the inside edge, a cutter. Kim is 0 for 1. He bounced out to Alonso at first in the 3rd inning. Batting 9th with Ohtani on deck. Now, this was an issue, I think, during the Yankee series, maybe not so much Saturday, but Friday and Sunday. With 2 outs, the Dodgers left Ohtani on deck a bunch. So he'd come up the next inning with nobody on in front of him. 0-1 pitch, outside snap throw to first. Back pick attempt, no good. Edman able to dive back safely. Alvarez throwing the ball, using Kim as a screen, throwing it right behind him. Two runs on 5 hits for the Mets, no runs, 2 hits for the Dodgers. Pitch to Kim. He bounces one foul over by the Met dugout.
The first 2 games of the Yankee series, Dodgers offense was, to say rolling along is an understatement, especially the 18-2 game. But yesterday, last night, losing 7-3, the Dodgers went 1-2-3. As far as the number of outs, 6 different innings of the 9.
1-2 is in the dirt. Check swing and appeal down to Malachi Moore, the third base umpire. Confirms that he didn't go.
So the offense struggled in last night's game, even though there were 3 home runs, but they were all solo. Edman, Pages, and Muncy. But only 2 hits so far in this game.
Here's a 2-2 to Kim. Swings, hits a ground ball left side. That's through for a base hit. And there will be 2 men on for Ohtani. Haesung Kim with an opposite field 2-out single.
So I guess that proves there's no broadcaster's jinx. Talked about the hit. Somebody out there said, well, say it again. What we say has nothing to do with what you're on the field. But just in case, it's only the 3rd hit.
So the infield comes in for a meeting. This is the 3rd mound visit for the Mets in the game already. They only have 1 left after this. And Ohtani coming up, he's 0 for 2. He has struck out twice, both on the curveball. So the Mets discussing as a team here what they want to do.
They've also been showing Ohtani something that the Yankees are attempting to do. Early in the count, fastball's in. It's gotten the attention. It's moving off the plate a little bit.
The Mets now getting left-handed action to the bullpen. Jose Castillo starting to loosen up. Tying run is at first base, and Kim not being held on. He'll get a huge lead with Alonso playing on the fringe of the outfield grass behind him.
Outfield very deep.
First pitch coming to Shohei Ohtani. And it's inside for a ball.
There it is again, up and in. First pitch of the at-bat. Then they've been coming back with change-ups, breaking stuff.
1-0 in the pitch to Ohtani. Swings and misses. He got a cutter. Again inside. 1 ball, 1 strike to Shohei. Edman the runner at second, Kim at first. 2 men out. Dodgers trying to get on the board here. And Blackburn ready to deal the 1-1. Ohtani takes high. 2 balls and a strike.
Difficult to analyze your swing while you're at home plate. That's why you're looking at a lot of videotape. But last few games, Ohtani is a little bit anxious. Tendency to pull off the ball a little bit, especially if they come inside on him.
Here's the 2-1. And Ohtani lets it go low. 3-1. Ohtani has 35 extra base hits. That leads the National League. He's second in baseball, only behind Aaron Judge of the Yankees, who has 38 extra base hits. Runners lead first and second. 2 out. And a 3-1 pitch. Ohtani hits the ball on the ground to the right side. McNeil, lip of the outfield grass, will throw it on to first. And the Dodgers are done in the bottom of the 5th, leaving the tying.
Sometimes artifacts in the collection of the Hall of Fame can tell multiple stories. This is the earliest known Yankees baseball cap in existence. It tells a story of a very early baseball cap and of a guy who just had a cup of coffee in the big leagues. But there's actually a hidden story inside this cap. There's another name written in the cap. So who's Dolan?
Casino at San Manuel. Find out more at Yamaha.
Left-handed batter takes a sweeper for a strike. A light card of activity in the big leagues today. We'll catch you up on what's happened and what is happening. Already told you the Rockies got their 10th win of the year today. 2-run win, 6-4 over the Marlins. Pitch outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. The Twins and the Athletics playing in West Sacramento right now, 6-4 Minnesota. Bottom of the 5th in that ball game. 1-1 pitch, and that's outside.
Yeah, Rockies are hot. They've now won 2 of the last 11.
You're always looking for the silver lining.
Well, you have to start somewhere.
Always look on the bright side of life. 2-1, and that's up high, 3-1. I don't know who'd call that being on a roll, but I guess it's all relative.
To have the longest win streak of the year, you have to win game number 1 of that streak, and they did it tonight.
3-1, pop foul back and out of play. Padres and Giants still scoreless, bottom of the 7th in San Francisco. Tigers, the first of 40 wins. How about that? 40-21. Detroit pounds the White Sox on the south side, 13-1.
They've got a good ball club. They're playing really good baseball, the Tigers.
Playing great baseball. 3-2. Swung on and missed. Strike 3, doesn't run. Rushing picks it up and tags him. He just never made an attempt to get down to first base.
Yeah, nor did Beatty when he struck out in the 4th inning.
It's the 5th strikeout for Dustin May. All of them have come on the sweeper. Now celebrate LGBTQ plus Pride Night Friday, June 13th at Dodger Stadium versus the Giants. Purchase a special ticket pack and receive a Dodgers Pride Night jersey presented by Blue Shield of California. For tickets and information, visit Dodgers.com/promotions. Jack Dreyer, left-hander, is starting to throw for the Dodgers in the bullpen. 1-0 the count to the third baseman, Brett Beatty. Left-handed batter swings and fouls it back. And warming up for the Mets, right-hander Huáscar Brazoban. This will be the 80th pitch for Dustin May. And out of the full wind, he deals a 1-1. Swung on, chop foul again. A cutter inside under the hands. The Angels won today at Fenway, beating Boston 7-6. Zephyr John over Fitz, and Kenley Jansen picked up his 12th save for the Angels. Brewers beat the Reds 3-2 in Cincinnati. Brewers have been on a roll. That's it for the big league action today. Now a 1-2 pitch to Brett Beatty. Swings and fists it foul back off the guide wire on top of the backstop. It skips up into the loge area. Now the 1-2 pitch from Dustin. Swung on, pop back foul, and out of play again. The left-handed batters coming into the game hitting just .209 against May, as opposed to righties who've had fewer at bats. All in all, but they're hitting .272 collectively. And a 1-2 on the way. Swung on a line drive. One hop off the glove of Kim and out into center field. That's a playable ball for Kim.
The ball played him. He did not play the ball.
And that'll be a base hit for Beatty.
Well, that's a generous hit.
That's a generous hit for sure, because that's a playable ball. That's routine from where he was positioned. So that allows a base runner with one out. And Tyrone Taylor, the center fielder, up. And stretch by May. His pitch on the way is fouled off to the right. That'll make the seats. Nothing in one to Tyrone Taylor, who flied to center in the second inning. Popped up to Tommy Edman at second in the fourth. Here's an 0-1. Oh, he'll throw to first instead. He's having some thoughts that Beatty might take off.
Tim, just a thought. Listening to an interview of Ha-Seong Kim a couple of days ago, out in center field area before the game, was asked about the difference that he's noticed in Major League Baseball.
0-1. Inside corner for a called strike.
And he didn't hesitate. And one of the things that he brought up was
the runner Beatty gets back, 2 down. That ball was smoked down to third off the bat of Tyrone Taylor. And he lines out to Muncy. Taylor 0 for 3. And the second baseman, Jeff McNeil, makes his way to home plate again. 1 for 2 with a base hit in the fifth, plus a run scored. Back in the third inning, he flied to Teoscar in right. 2 outs, runner at first. 2-0 Mets lead. And May's pitch. Missed outside, ball 1. A lot of news on the pitching front. Don't know if we'll get to it all here, but there's plenty to tell you about pitchers in the Dodgers system. A lot of news out today. Here's a 1-0 pitch coming to McNeil. And he'll swing and he'll hit a fly ball to center field. Can of corn for Pages. He'll make the play. And the side retired. No runs a hit, no errors, and a man left. And at the end of 5 1/2.
If you had it your way, Sagittarius, you would play as many positions on the field as possible. But since you can't be everywhere at once, relying on trusted teammates to give you the finer points of fielding could get you closer to your dream of playing all over the diamond.
I'm helping these kids be the best versions of themselves, and I'm also representing like where I came from. And then the Zilla team, I was working with a creative guy that was with Nike. I work with my best friend who manages this team with me, and we kind of just like put together like what we think would look cool. We went like Godzilla theme. You kind of get to help them grow up into a young man and help them just make the right steps forward. And that's really why I started it, to have impact.
LA Dodgers baseball continues on its official home.
Oscar Brazoban takes over on the mound for the Mets. The right-hander out of the bullpen for Paul Blackburn. Blackburn leaves as the pitcher of record on the plus side. 5 innings, just 3 hits allowed, no runs, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts. 77 pitches, 49 for strikeouts. The pitching change brought to you by Bank of America, the official bank of the Los Angeles Dodgers. Mets with a 2-0 lead. Teoscar Hernandez will lead off. And the home plate umpire Andy Fletcher telling Brazoban to move the rosin bag back down to the back slope of the mound so it can't be seen. And now he'll start the clock. 26th appearance, 3-1 and a 1.34 ERA, and he delivers a strike to Hernandez.
Well, the first pitch is at 96, but you look back at the last 2.5 years, almost half of the strikeouts by Brazoban had been on changeups.
Stretch in the 0-1 pitch. Fastball low, and it's now 1-1. The hard-working Chevy Silverado built on a legacy of long-lasting dependability. See your Southern California Chevy dealer today or shop now at SoCalChevy.com. Next offer, snapped over the outside corner, two-seamer. And it's 1-2 to Teoscar Hernandez, who has one of the Dodgers' hits tonight. One of the 3. Singled in the 4th. First time up in the first inning, fly to right. And he takes a fastball way outside, overthrown by Brazoban.
Well, the Mets have to be absolutely thrilled by Blackburn's outing. Debut this year, 5 innings, no runs, just 3 hits.
2-2. Swing and a foul back. Well, and the reason he's out now is he's fresh off the IL, and Carlos Mendoza, the manager, making sure he protects his pitcher. 77 pitches tonight. Again, 49 of the 77 good for strikes. 2-2. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Yep. Got him with a change.
Did I mention the changeup?
You did.
I think so.
There's the changeup 36.3% of the time. That's the one he throws the most. Cutter, 4-seamer, and the 2-seamer. That's his repertoire, those 4 pitches. And now to Freeman. He takes a more firm pitch, the 2-seamer up high. Lefties hitting 195 against Brazoban. Right-handers 177, total 184. Pitch missing inside to Freeman, 2-0. Mets with a 2-0 lead. 2 runs, 6 hits, and an error. 0-3-0. The line for the Dodgers as Freddie swings and slices a long one foul out of play down the left side. 2 balls and a strike to Freeman. Freddie saw plenty of the Mets when he was playing in the division with the Braves. Hit .302 in 210 career games, plus the ones he's played here against them in Los Angeles, but still a 300 career hitter against Atlanta. 2-2 the count now. Stretched by Brazoban and the 2-2. Swung on, ground ball rolled into right center field, a base hit. And Freeman is aboard with 1 out with his 2nd hit of the ball game.
Well, for Brazoban, if we go back to that series in New York, the last road trip, the first game was that 13-inning contest, and Brazoban wound up with the loss of that game as he came on in that 13th and gave up 2 runs on 3 hits.
Andy Paez represents the tying run. And he could not hold up on a swing. That was appealed down to first base umpire Gabe Morales. 0-1. It's the first time since May 21st the Dodgers have been held scoreless through 5 innings. May 21st against the Diamondbacks here at Dodger Stadium. 1 ball and 1 strike. Now to Andy Pages. 276 average, 11 home runs, and 37 of them knocked in. And he asks for time. He's adjusting his gloves. Pages grounded out to third in the first inning, fly to center in the fourth. 1 ball, 1 strike pitch. Here it comes. He swings and fouls it at the plate. Changeup. So there's what, about 7 or 8 miles per hour difference between his 4-seamer and the change.
Yeah, and there's nothing that varies as far as the arm speed. It's all in the grip of the baseball, how it's released.
1-2 pitch, and it's fouled away down into the Dodger dugout. So Freeman at first. Freeman with a multi-hit game, his 23rd. That's the most multi-hit games by any player in the National League this year, considering he missed some time too. 1-2, and Pages looks at a changeup down and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Andy Pages. Max Muncy on deck. McNeil, the second baseman, playing close to the bag at second up the middle, left side playing Pages to pull. 2-2. He swings and bangs it foul back to the backstop.
Another changeup. Well, you can look for changeup. Not when a guy throws 96 or 97. Be aware of it. You can slow things down. Almost impossible to speed things up.
2-2, swung on and hit in the air to center field and deep. Going back is Taylor. He's at the track. He's at the wall, and he makes the catch at the 395 mark. Just a couple of feet short for Andy Pages. Back to first goes Freeman, 2 down. Well, I'm sure Pages brought many out of their seats here at Dodger Stadium. He went down and golfed that one and almost hit it out.
Yep, they hit it out towards the end of the bat, which takes away some energy off of the baseball.
There's Max Muncy with a chance. He looks at a ball in the dirt for ball 1. So Muncy 0 for 1. He flied out deep to center in the 4th. First time up in the 2nd, reached on a base on balls. Freeman leading at first base, 2-0 Mets. And the pitch inside and low, ball 2. Bottom of the 6th inning. Now 3 of the 4 Dodger hits have come from the top 3 in the order, but no one named Shohei Ohtani has a hit tonight. Teoscar with 1, Freddie with 2. And a snap throw down to first base, and Freeman dives back safely. 3-0 the count, by the way, the pitch missing. The count. Lindor playing up the middle. Here's the pitch, and that's low, ball 4. Now the tying runs aboard. Muncy has walked for the 2nd time tonight. Freeman gets pushed over to second base. And now the pitching coach, Jeremy Hefner, will come out and have a word with Brazoban. And the infield will come in and have a listen to what they want to do here with Michael Conforto. Certainly the Mets know Conforto. They know how to pitch to him. And Conforto is overdue for a hit with runners in scoring position. And the Dodgers are overdue as well. They are just 1 for 9 with men on base tonight. At the 2nd inning in the last 2 when they've had the tying run on base. So Conforto will face Huáscar Brazoban, who has to be told to move the Rosenbag again. Keep it out of the batter's eye. Freeman at second, Muncy at first, 2 men out. And the pitch. Taken in the dirt for ball 1. Conforto was 8th on the all-time home run list for the Mets. 132 homers he hit for them. Pitch outside. And it's 2-0. In fact, he's just above Lucas Duda, who had 125. Duda 9th. And Carlos Beltran, 7th all-time, 149. 2-0 pitch to Conforto. And he lets it go low, and it's 3-0. Tommy Edmonds on deck. The changeup from Brazoban missing. And now he comes set. The 3-0 pitch. Right down the middle. Fastball for a strike at 97. So he is back in the count. Runners lead first and second. Muncy not being held on. And the pitch to Conforto. Swung on and fouled back. Now it's 3-2. That pitch might have been low.
And you can't look for it, but this is a high percentage of spots that Brazoban has thrown the changeup. As the hitter just looking at strike right here.
Runners will be on the move with the pitch. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Brazoban stretching the pitch. Runners go, and it's low, ball 4, and the bases are full of Dodgers.
And he came with a changeup.
The tying run is at second. Go-ahead runs at first. Here comes Tommy Edman on his bobblehead night. If Edman can get anything done here. 6th inning threat by the Dodgers. Back-to-back walks by Huáscar Brazoban. And Tommy Edman, switch hitter batting left-handed against the right-hander, reached on an error by Alonso at first in the 5th. Back in the 2nd inning, he grounded out to second. First pitch to Tommy Edman. Outside, ball 1. Well, there was a baseball on the field. Looks like it got away from the Mets bullpen. So Juan Soto is asked to go over and get it. And he throws it up in the seats, turns it into a souvenir. Freeman at third, Muncy at second, Conforto at first. 1-0. Swing and a miss at a sinker. 1 ball, 1 strike. Dreyer looks ready in the bullpen for the Dodgers, and left-hander Castillo is back up. Pitch to Edman. He swings, hits it in the air, foul down the third base side. And Edman down on the count, a ball and 2 strikes.
Contact right here. So you geared up for the 97 fastball. And you had to be cognizant of that changeup. And again, almost half of the strikeouts last 2.5 years, Brazoban have been on the change.
1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 3.
Changeup.
Swung at the change. And the Dodgers leave them loaded. They've left the tying and or go-ahead.
Dolphin Motors broadcast booth.
Streaming right to your mobile device.
LA Dodgers baseball continues on its official home.
Go to the 7th inning. Jack Dreyer will take over for Dustin May. Mets with a 2-0 lead. Pitching change brought to you by Navien, HVAC, and Water Heater Products. May went 6, allowed 6 hits, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts. 88 pitches, 58 strikes. And Jack Dreyer makes his 24th appearance. The lefty 2-2. The rookie has an ERA under 3 at 2.97. Opposition hitting 196 against. And he'll face Francisco Alvarez, the catcher, and he deals him strike 1. So not a bad night for Dustin May. Dodgers just did not get any runs for him. There is an 0-1 pitch rather. Swing and a foul ball. Now it's 0-2. Now let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the world champion Dodgers Audio Network.
The home of the world champion LA Dodgers. KLAC KYSR HD2 Los Angeles. Make us a preset on the free iHeartRadio app.
0-2 to Alvarez, the catcher, who is 1 for 2. The base hit in the 5th, struck out swinging back in the 3rd. And he'll take high ball 1, 1-2. So Alvarez, and then back to the top of the order, Francisco Lindor and Brandon Nimmo. Dreyer shakes off the first sign from rushing, and then time called by home plate umpire Andy Fletcher, giving it to Alvarez, who requested it. Alvarez, right-handed hitter, shortening up with 2 strikes. And the 1-2. That is low, a breaking ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. More action in the Mets bullpen. Max Kranick, a right-hander, warming up. Castillo has warmed up twice, and he has been told to sit down twice. But Kranick is up and throwing now. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Chase the slider. Down and in. 1 away. Shakey's Pizza Parlor is the official pizza partner of the Dodgers audio broadcast. When it's game night, it's group night at Shakey's.com. Lindor turns around to bat right-handed. He's 1 for 3 lefty tonight with a home run. First pitch swung on, popped up, foul ground right side. Freddie Freeman chasing by the 45-foot line, and foul ground makes the catch. And Lindor is out on 1 pitch. 2 away. Some of you might say, what's the 45-foot line? Well, that's the running lane down the first base line. Starts at 45 feet, halfway down. What do you think of the bases, the first base that they're using in the college game now, Mo? Where it's a double base and the one side's in foul territory, the safety bases.
I understand what they're trying to do is they don't want 2 feet on the same bag at the same time.
Brandon Nimmo with a 1-0 count. Dreyer throws home, and it's fouled back off to our left. And that might have gone off the front of the Spanish radio booth. If it did, Jose Mota's ready. He always has a glove. Didn't sound like he caught it, though.
No, that clang sound did not sound good.
1-1 on the way. He pitches low. Saw Jose today. Asked how his dad is. Man, he's doing well.
Yep. So his younger brother was here.
And a 2-1 pitch now to Brandon Nimmo. 2 down, bases empty. He'll take one just low and away. 3-1. Three ball, 1 strike pitch from the lefty Dreyer. Rookie out of Iowa. Swings and a ground ball hit to Freddie Freeman. Makes a belt tie grab. He'll run and step on the bag. And that will be the 3rd out. So it's a 1-2-3 inning for Jack Dreyer.
At O'Donnell Law Offices, every day is game day. We prepare, we strategize, we fight for you. When the stakes are high, you need a team that never backs down.
I'm attorney Neil O'Donnell, and for 35 years, we've been helping people like you, people injured through no fault of their own. Please call us today. We would be honored to help.
O'Donnell Law Offices, a tradition of justice in northeastern Pennsylvania for 35 years.
LA Dodgers baseball. Forget about it! On the world champion LA Dodgers audio network.
New pitcher on for the Mets as we go to the home half of the 7th inning. 2-0 New York with the lead. Dalton Rushing will lead off, then Ha-Seong Kim, then Shohei Ohtani. Right-hander Max Kranick comes into the game for the 22nd time this year. He's 3-1 with a 3.34 ERA. First pitch to Rushing, inside goes to the backstop for ball one.
Kranick, rather high percentage of breaking pitches.
Rushing 0 for 2, strikeout, fly to center. 1-0 takes a strike, 1-1.
Yeah, with Kranick, don't go to home plate hoping for a walk. Reason? Well, he's walked 2% of all the batters he's faced.
Fills up the strike zone. 1-1. That's a little high. 2-1. This pitching change brought to you by Valvoline Instant Oil Change, your 15-minute drive-through oil change with locations throughout Southern California. 2-1 to Rushing, in there for a called strike.
Well, we'll do the math for you. The 2% represents he's walked 3 of 127 batters he's faced.
It's not too many. That's also math. That's my math.
That's close.
Round it up, round it down. And a 2-2. And strike 3 called. Ooh, a curveball.
There's the breaking ball.
And that caught the top corner outside on its way down. And it's not one normally Rushing would swing at, but he strikes out for the second time in the ballgame. One away as Ha-Seong Kim comes up. He is 1 for 2, singled to the opposite side of the infield in the 5th inning. Bottom of the 7th, 2-0 Mets. And a pitch low and outside, ball 1. Bottom of the 7th, brought to you by Bank of America, the official bank of the Los Angeles Dodgers. Here comes a 1-0. And that is up and in. 2 balls, no strikes. Tomorrow, Clayton Kershaw back on the hill. Same time here at Dodger Stadium. Tyler McGill, the mound opponent, in game 2 of the 4-game series. 2-0 right down the middle for a strike. 2-1 to Ha-Seong Kim. Kim looks out. Here comes Kranick's pitch. He swings and fouls it off to the left. 1 out, Shohei Ohtani on deck. Important to get on base in front of Shohei. He needs more RBIs, more RBI chances. Well, if Kim gets on base, he can fly. He can really run. 2-2 the count. Kranick stretching, throwing. And this ball is swung on and hit toward the right center field gap. Long run for Taylor. He's going to run it down. Boy, Taylor had a great jump in center, running to the right center gap, and ends up making the catch for the second out. And now Ohtani with nobody on and 2 away. He's 0 for 3.
That's impressive, the amount of ground that Taylor had to cover.
Dodgers have gone 8 2/3 innings without scoring a run. And Ohtani changes that as he hammers one deep to right. This ball way back, and it is gone over the bullpen in right field. Oh, what a smash. And the Dodgers get on the board. It's 2-1. Home run number 23 for Ohtani, the major league leader. Oh, my goodness, did he hit that one a long way. 424 feet down the right field line.
And that was a no doubt about it. And no doubt about Daniel Jewelers either. Proud sponsor of the trip around the diamond and your family jeweler since 1948. So we encourage you to visit DanielJewelers.com/baseball for a free baseball bracelet and $50 off a $99 coupon.
A 2-1 ball game now as Ohtani just lights up the night sky over Dodger Stadium with a light tower power blast. Oh, he is sensational. That's his 6th home run in the last 8 games. Pitching coach Jeremy Hefner comes out. That's the last mound visit the Mets have tonight. They're out of them. There it is, Teoscar Hernandez. And the pitch up there. Now, Cal Raleigh from the Mariners, the Mariners catcher, has been on a tear lately. He actually passed Ohtani, but now Ohtani's tied him with 23 home runs. But Cal Raleigh has been on fire for the Mariners. Now a 1-0 pitch to Teoscar. He takes it up high. And Jose Castillo, the left-hander, is up for the 3rd time in the Mets bullpen. Two balls, no strikes. And a swing and a miss. Mo, how quickly did that ball get out of here?
Put it this way. In a New York minute.
There's a 2-1 now to Teoscar Hernandez. He'll swing and foul it back 2-2. Yeah, Ohtani now is on a pace, according to Dwayne McDonald, who keeps track of these things for us. He is on a 63 home run pace. And once he made contact, Ohtani shook his head up and down. He knew it was gone immediately. 2-2, and Teoscar bangs it foul at the far end of the Dodger dugout. About 424 feet, left the bat at 114 miles per hour. Impressive home run for Ohtani. 2-2 to Teoscar. He pops it back, foul, and that'll make the seats. Fan down there with the catch on the foul ball. There's a 2-2 to Teoscar coming from Max Kranick. And he couldn't hold up on the fastball outside. He strikes out. And that'll do it for the Dodgers. They get one on the monster home run by Ohtani. And after 7 full, it's the Mets 2, Dodgers 1.
LA's best sports star. That's a good endorsement.
On a Cy Young, 73, 5, and 6, I've got an extra 5. And then it says, has worked as a TV commentator. You know, and I did start back in 1978. I did the Yankees and the Red Sox playing the one-game playoff. And ABC said if the Yankees win, Reggie will play, and then you'll go broadcast with Howard Cosell and Keith Jackson. And that's how I started my broadcast. And that's the Bucky Dent home run. So every time I see Bucky Dent, I go, thank you for making me a broadcaster.
Top of the 8th inning, 2-1, Mets with the lead. And Juan Soto is at the plate, the Met right fielder, who was intentionally walked last time up in the 5th. Takes low from the lefty, ball 1. Soto also hit a ground rule double down the left field line in the 4th inning and grounded into a 4-6-3 double play in the 1st. 236 average. 1-0 pitch from Dreyer. Swung on, hit well to right center field. On the run is Pages. Pages right before the warning track. With a foot on the track will make the catch now. And there's one away in the top half of the 8th. Top of the 8th brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. The MVP for fun, food, and good times. Less than 90 minutes from wherever you are. Morongo celebrating 20 years of good times. Pete Alonso, the first baseman, first ball swinging, pops it up behind the plate, foul ground, rushing, looking up into the night sky, will haul it in.
Yeah, and they may have called out, that ball's dropped. They may have called out Alonso because he did not move out of the box, and the defensive player has right of way. Alonso did not move, and there was contact made, and pointed out by home plate umpire, the crew chief, Andy Fletcher. Well, we have a moment. Come to Dodger Stadium anytime. How about Blake Snell bobblehead night, June 16th? That's when the Padres are in. First 40,000 fans in attendance take home the special Blake Snell bobblehead presented by 76. Tickets and information, Dodgers.com/promotions.
Mark Vientos will come up and pinch hit for Jared Young here in the 8th. One-run ball game led by the Mets. The difference, a solo home run to lead off the game by Francisco Lindor. And now Vientos hits one deep to left, but waiting for it in front of the track is Michael Conforto. He'll make the catch. Very
Consultation at 1-800-5-MILLION.
You're listening to LA Dodgers baseball.
On top of the mountain.
On the world champion LA Dodgers audio network.
Bottom of the 8th inning, Freddie Freeman will lead off. It's a 2-1 game in favor of the Mets. Ryan Stanek will come in to pitch. The right-hander's 24th appearance, 1-4 the record. 3.26 the ERA, 18 strikeouts, 19 in the 3rd innings pitched. And the opposition hitting .224 against. He's yet to allow a home run this season. And Freeman, who has 2 hits tonight, 2 for 3 up. And Freddie takes outside. Dodgers just a swing away from tying this game in the 8th. Freeman, Pages, and Muncy. 1-0 pitch, and that's inside and low. 2 balls, no strikes. Tonight's game brought to you by First 5 California. 1 in 3 children are at risk of toxic stress, but there are things parents can do to help. Learn how to overcome it at first5california.com. 2-0 pitch, check swing roller right back to Stanek. He picks it up, straightens up, throws on to first, and gets the excuse me out.
Well, that's an agonizing at bat for a hitter. The count's in your favor, 2-0, and you're over anxious, and a check swing and a bouncer right back to the mound.
Randy Pages, the batter. $48,556 on hand at Dodger Stadium tonight. Game 1 of a 4-game set. Pitch to Pages. He'll let it go. And that's a sweeper down low and away, ball one.
And Stanek is equipped with a fastball right around 97. That's his big out pitch, and especially if he can get ahead, tries to elevate that heater.
1-0 to Pages. Takes a strike. Another sweeper. 1 ball and 1 strike. Andy's 0 for 3. He's flied to center field twice and grounded to third. 1-1 pitch. He chases one down and away. Just getting anxious there.
Yeah, and that's 98. That's not really even close to the plate.
Ball and 2 strikes now for Pages. Even if you make contact with that pitch, what are you going to do with it? It was way off the plate. 1-2 to Andy. And he lets it go in the dirt. Splitter.
But it might surprise some people that Andy Pages so far coming into this ballgame tonight. You know, he is tied for the 2nd best average in Major League Baseball against breaking stuff.
There's a 2-2 on the way now from Stanek to Pages. He swings and fouls it back. Dodgers with double barrel action in the bullpen. Right-hander Lou Trevino throwing. Left-hander Tanner Scott. 2 runs on 6 hits for the Mets. 1 run, 5 hits for the Dodgers. Stretch and the 2-2. And Andy looks low. 3-2. Max Muncy on deck. Last inning, Shohei Ohtani with a moonshot. I mean, he hit one over the bullpen in right field. It cleared the overhang. Nobody hits him over there. 3-2, swung on and sliced foul out of play to the right. You ever seen anybody hit one up there? That you can remember?
In the Loge level, second deck, the second section of the pavilion, and over the pavilion. Really startled it twice out and right.
3-2, bang to center field, a base hit. And the Dodgers with the tying run aboard. Andy Pages, a 1-out single. Muncy 0 for 1 with a deep fly ball to center field in the 4th inning. That was caught by Tyrone Taylor, and that was sandwiched around a pair of walks. Pitch on the way, wave and a miss and a sinker, or a slider rather. No balls and 1 strike. Padres and Giants still scoreless. They're going to the 10th inning in San Francisco. Logan Webb pitched 8 shutout innings for San Fran tonight. Pitch outside. And it's 1-1 to Max Muncy.
Well, Stanek, the Dodgers saw him twice in that series in the 3 games in New York. They were 2/3 of an inning both times and did not allow a single hit.
Ready for the 1-1. Here it comes. Swing and a miss. That was a fastball at 99 right down the middle. Middle fastball. Just challenged him. Call a good old country fastball right there. Stanek reached back and heaved it home. Here's a 1-2 pitch. Outside, pops out of the glove of the catcher Alvarez. 100 on the fastball that time. Pages at first base. Dodgers have had at least the tying run on board in each of the last 3 innings. And a 2-2. Way high and outside. 3 balls and 2 strikes. And now the question, do you risk to strike him out, throw him out, or do you send Pages to stay out of a double play? Let's see what they do. Pages stays put. Pitch swung on, fouled back. Ryan Stanek, the 4th pitcher used by the Mets tonight. Payoff pitch to Muncy coming. Here it is. He swings and he fists this one foul, third base side. That'll go over the netting into the box seats. Muncy digging back in from the left side. Stanek stretching out his right pitching arm, now hanging by his side. He comes set. Glove at the chest. 3-2 pitch. Swung on, fouled back again. Another fastball at 100 miles an hour. Once he got a piece of it. Pages leading at first base. A one-out single for Andy. Michael Conforto's on deck. 2-1 Mets with the lead, bottom of the 8th. And the 3-2 coming. Here it is. Swung on and hit deep to right. This will be played by Soto. He'll make the catch right in front of the warning track. Well, looked good off the bat and then just kind of tumbled down. A lot of topspin on it. Max claps his hands together as he comes back toward the dugout, realizing he just missed it. And there are 2 out. And a chance for Conforto here. Conforto grounded into a double play in the second inning, flying to right in the 5th, walked in the 6th. Left-handed batter waits, pitch on the way, swung on, fouled straight back.
Good swing. A pretty good heater at 99.
Lindor shading the middle, way off the line, playing deep toward the shortstop position is Beatty at third. And an 0-1 pitch coming to Conforto. He swings, hits a fly ball to right. This will be routine for Soto. He'll reach up, make a shoulder-high catch, and the Dodgers strand the tying run for the 3rd straight inning.
Talk to me. Talk to me.
This is called a Crawford dog. Hamburger bun.
Yes.
2 split top Angus beef hot dogs griddled on the skillet, on the plancha.
Amazing.
And then we do a bacon onion jam with Crawford Bock beer.
Pick it up like a burger.
Pick it up like a burger and you just go in, man.
Let's go to town.
Yeah.
Dude. Oh, best hot dog I've ever had. Best hot dog I've ever had. I love this, man.
This is how I grew up eating hot dogs.
LA Dodgers baseball.
And Mets with the lead. Lou Trevino is in. Trevino takes over for Dreyer, who went 2 hitless and scoreless innings, striking out 1. 18th appearance for Trevino this year between the Giants and Dodgers. 1-0 and a 4.12 ERA. Pitch outside to Brett Beatty, the third baseman. Ball 1. Beatty 1 for 3. Singled his last time up in the 6th. 1-0 pitch on the way. And that's low and in. Let's have their closer, Edwin Diaz, now throwing in the bullpen. Here's a 2-0 pitch now to Brett Beatty. Left-handed batter waits. And he swings and he hits a fly ball to right field. Fairly deep, going back on it. In front of the track is Teoscar. He'll make the catch. And there's one away for the Mets in the 9th. Top of the 9th, sponsored by Cars for Kids. Ready to donate your old car? Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS now. Friendly agents are standing by to take your donation. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today. 1 out for Tyrone Taylor, who's 0 for 3. Reno's pitch. Breaking ball for a strike. No balls and 1 strike to pitch. And that is downstairs. Right about the knees. Called strike, and it's 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes to Tyrone Taylor. Trevino strikes him out with a sweeper. Well, 2 men down quickly in the top of the 9th inning. And Jeff McNeil is the batter. The Dodgers in the bottom of the 9th need to get 1 man on to get Ohtani up again. It'll be Edman, Rushing, and Kim. At least those are the scheduled hitters. Mookie Betts is available as a pinch hitter off the bench tonight. Pitch to McNeil, a called strike. Well, Tommy Edman is due to lead off in the bottom of the inning. And Lou Trevino trying to get the Dodgers to the bat rack one more time tonight, trailing by a run. Pitch low. Dodgers are just a game above 500 in 1-run games this year, 8-7, while the Mets are 12-8. Now a 1-1 to the left-handed hitting McNeil. He fouls the cutter off, and it's 1-2. And Trevino digs in, first base side of the rubber. The right-hander sets with the glove up by his chin, and the pitch. Swung on, and a liner right back into the glove of Trevino. Boy, talk about having the glove in the right place at the right time. He retires McNeil and retires the...
Talk to me. Talk to me.
This is called a Crawford dog. Hamburger bun.
Yes.
2 split top Angus beef hot dogs griddled on the skillet, on the plancha.
Amazing.
And then we do a bacon onion jam with Crawford Bock beer.
Pick it up like a burger.
Pick it up like a burger and you just go in, man.
Let's go to town.
Yeah.
Dude. Oh, best hot dog I've ever had. Best hot dog I've ever had. I love this, man.
This is how I grew up eating hot dogs.
State Bucket Hat, presented by Security Benefit. Don't miss this special day in the ballpark. For tickets and information, visit Dodgers.com/promotions.
Deep to right field. It is into the upper deck.
Back to the boys in blue, the world champion LA Dodgers audio network.
Never gets old.
Well, the catch on the line drive off the bat of McNeil by Lou Trevino is the save of the game, brought to you by Metropolitan Water District of Southern California. Go blue, cut green. Get a rebate for removing grass. Visit bewaterwise.com. Edwin Diaz comes in the game, 13 saves out of 13 opportunities. And the Dodgers down a run, 2-1 in the bottom of the 9th inning. Tommy Edman will lead off. Dalton Rushing is in the on-deck circle. And Diaz, 2-pitch guy, fastball slider. Struck out 3 yesterday against Colorado to get his 13th save of the year. And the first pitch missing a little bit low with a slider. 1 ball and no strikes to Tommy Edman. Edman 0 for 3. And he looks at a pitch on the outside corner, another slider, and it's 1-1. Edman reached on an error by first baseman Pete Alonso in the 5th. Luis Angel Acuna is the new second baseman. McNeil is out and Acuna is in. 2 balls and a strike to Tommy Edman, switch hitter batting left. Representing the tying run. He swings and lines it into right, a base hit. And the Dodgers have the tying run on with nobody out.
That's where managers are also thinking, is that what are you going to be doing? Hae-Sung Kim is in the on-deck circle. Don't know if Betts would possibly come on and pinch hit. We saw Will Smith in the dugout during the half inning grabbing a bat. Don't know if he would come on and pinch hit for Kim.
There goes Edman to second. Pitch swung on and missed, and a stolen base. Edman safe with a pop-up slide. And for Tommy Edman, his third stolen base of the season. He had a big jump on Diaz.
Yeah, that's off a scouting report right there as Diaz takes a little extra time. Good throwing arm by Alvarez, even though he bounced the throw. Well, there's the tying run. Now the challenge is to be able to get it in.
Dalton rushing. 0-1. He swings and fouls it back. It's 0-2. That was a straight steal all the way. There was no little look in by Tommy Edman, so he knew that was second base or bust on that play. Edwin Diaz, veteran closer, kicks and fires. That's inside the Russian. 98-mile-an-hour fastball. Dodgers picked up Diaz's brother, Alexis Diaz. He was with Oklahoma City, but you figure won't be long before he'll be back in the big leagues. 1-2 pitch. Outside, it's 2-2. Two to 1, Dodgers trailing in the bottom of the ninth inning. Rookie catcher Dalton rushing at the plate from the left side against the closer, Edwin Diaz. 2-2. Swung on and missed, strike three. Just high heat. And rushing, swung and missed, one away. And Hae-Sung Kim's going to come up there and hit. Ohtani's on deck. Kim with one hit tonight. That was in the fifth inning, an opposite field single. They're leaving that left side of the infield wide open for him. Now the pitch comes in through the back door for a strike. Slider. Well, Lindor is playing really close to the bag at second, and then as Diaz gets ready to throw, he shuffle steps over in position. More to cover that hole on the left side of the infield. There's a ground ball toward the middle. A diving stop by Lindor to his feet. Safe at first is Kim. Advancing to third is Tommy Edman. That'll be a base hit for Kim. And the Dodgers have the tying run at third. One man out, and Shohei Ohtani coming up.
And Lindor just stopped the tying run from scoring. That was a knuckleball hit off the bat. And Lindor, every ounce diving, outstretched with the glove, picked it up, got up through, but not in time. But he saved a run.
Well, the Mets are taking a mound visit. I thought they ran out of them. I thought they were at zero. That's at least what we've got up here. But anyway, they're allowed to have a visit for some reason. And here, you've got to think that Kim's going to go and get the winning run in scoring position.
Well, the Dodgers have been able to key off the fact that, you know, Diaz takes a little extra time getting the ball to his catcher. Now, if Kim does take off, do the Mets throw through to second base? Because if they do, if Edman can get a very big lead, secondary lead, if Alonso's off the bag, he could possibly score if they throw down to second.
The Mets are going to bring the infield in. One out, runners at the corners. Almost conceding second base. The pitch is low.
Yeah, and Kim had not taken his lead. He was still walking to take his lead before that pitch. He's going to have to get ready.
Bottom of the ninth. Dodgers threatening here. Edman the tying run at third. The winning run, Kim at first. Pitch to Ohtani. He swings and misses, and it's 1-1.
And Kim is taking absolutely no secondary lead. In fact, with the ball across his home plate, he was hopping up into the air. about a foot off the ground.
Well, you can get a huge lead, and there's no reason not to take second here. 1-1 pitch. Swung on, hit deep to left, toward the corner. It is carrying. It's going to be caught in the corner by Nimmo. Tagging from third and scoring is Tommy Edman.
Kim should have been tagging up from first base. But for Ohtani, he comes through. We've got to tie a ball game. Now a chance to maybe get the winning run across. But for Ha-Seong Kim, terrible leadoff, terrible secondary lead, and then not tagging up. He was almost all the way to second base. I understand if the ball was bobbled, but there was no difficult error on the side of Nimmo going after that fly ball.
Well, 2 outs, and Teoscar Hernandez is the batter. And Kim at first base, hands on his knees in a lead. 2-2. There goes Kim. He had a big jump. And the ball gets away from the catcher, and Kim is still down at second base in his slide. Alvarez runs over by the Dodger on deck circle and is able to pick up the baseball, holding Kim at second base. So he represents the winning run in scoring position now. The pitch was a strike. And now Mets manager Carlos Mendoza coming out to talk to Andy Fletcher, the home plate umpire, asking if perhaps Teoscar got in the way of his catcher. He did not. Dodgers with 19 comeback wins this year. There's a ground ball wide of third, foul for strike 2. Teoscar Hernandez with 12 go-ahead runs batted in this season. That's second most in the National League. Overall, the club leader in RBIs with 42.
And a very short lead at second.
And the pitch, fastball outside.
Yeah, and then he takes a couple of steps off. Not a big secondary lead, and then he hops into the air. And I mean, he's a foot into the air as the ball crosses home plate.
Fredwin Diaz, his first blown save of the year, his 1-2. And that's low and away. 2-2 to Teoscar.
So Kim, by jumping into the air, he does the same thing defensively. It's going to cost him one stride. You can't go in any direction but straight down if you're up in the air.
Stretch by Diaz. 2-2 to Teoscar. Swings and struck him out with a slider. And we're going to extra innings at Dodger Stadium, but the Dodgers tie it up on a sacrifice fly by Shohei Ohtani, scoring Tommy Edman. Innings at Dodger Stadium, but the Dodgers tie it up on a sacrifice fly by Shohei Ohtani, scoring Tommy Edman. Up on a sacrifice fly by Shohei.
I feel like food and sharing a meal with someone is a universal language. You can't go to a ballpark and not have a nice hot dog. So if I'm at the ballpark, I'm gonna get a nice heavy glizzy. You gotta have chili on there, you gotta have cheese. So you gotta have a glizzy and then something cold, whatever it is, beer, lemonade, you gotta have.
This is a good one right here. The Padres. Little pinstripe unis. We would wear these every Thursday. When I kept it, I wanted to keep it all dirty. I always felt like if you didn't get dirty in a baseball game, you kind of didn't really play that day. So I had my pine tar there, a little dirt in the front side of it, but the brown and orange, really cool cleats. All the fans really enjoyed it as much as the players did.
Alvarez, Lindor, and Nimmo.
Did make the last out in the ninth. So it'll be Acuna at second. And the pitch to Alvarez goes way inside for a ball, 1-0. Ohtani gets the tying run in. He has driven in both Dodger runs tonight. Francisco Alvarez looking at the 1-0 pitch. He swings and grounds it foul past third. Mets are 2-2 in extra innings. The Dodgers are 4-2. Giants and Padres went to extras tonight in San Francisco. Padres came up with a 1-0 win. And a 1-1. Swung on, hit to right field. That's twisting. Going back after it is Teoscar. It's going to go off the wall. Acuna is going to get waved around. Here comes the throw to second, and in with a run-scoring double is Alvarez with his second hit of the ball game. And the Mets take a 3-2 lead.
That was a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. Really right down the middle.
And Alvarez, who had been slumping lately, is 2 for 4 tonight, and he drives in a key run here in the 10th. And anytime you're in extras, the key for the home team is to find a way to hang a zero in that first half inning. That increases your chances of winning tenfold. Now Francisco Lindor, batting right-handed, homered in the first inning, 1 for 4 in the game. And he looks at a pitch inside for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes to Lindor.
And Marte comes on and pinch runner at second base for Alvarez.
The veteran outfielder, Starling Marte. And the pitch missing low to Lindor. Two balls and no strikes to the Mets shortstop. Tanner Scott checks second, kicks, comes home, delivers a ball that's hit fair down the third base line, bounces off the sidewall. Marte will come around third and score. Conforto throws it into second, holding Lindor to a single. 2 runs are in off of Tanner Scott, and it is 4-2 New York. Well, Tanner Scott's rough month of May is carrying over here into June. That ball in most occasions is a double. But it will be a single. Conforto made a good play out there, but run batted in for Lindor, his 35th. And still nobody out. And Brandon Nimmo, the batter, he takes strike 1. Nimmo 1 for 3 tonight. He doubled in the 5th. Now an 0-1 will wait, throw to first, and back standing is Lindor. Lindor is a threat to run anytime. 10 stolen bases. He's been caught twice. 0-1 pitch. Wave and a miss at a slider. 0-2 to Brandon Nimmo. Nothing and 2. Well, Lindor leads from first, held on by Freeman. The 0-2 pitch coming. And there's the runner going for second base. Throw down by Rushing. Head first slide beats the throw. Stolen base number 11 for Francisco Lindor. He hit a tremendous jump against the left-hander Scott. He went first move, and there was no way Rushing, even with a good throw that he made, was going to get him.
To the bottom of the 10th. Mets got 2 in the top of the inning. Dodgers need 2 to keep it alive, 3 to win the game. This is not a
champ.
Confidence on the Dodgers side. Castillo on the mound, not looking very.
Runner scores. It's not earned to the pitcher. Now a 3-0, and it's floated over the plate for a strike.
Castillo throws a lot of off-speed stuff, and he really thrives on hitters expanding the strike zone.
3-1 to Freeman coming. Here it is. And Freddie swings and fouls it out of the catcher's mitt. Torrance has a wrist strap that holds the catcher's mitt in place, and it's just kind of dangling. The mitt is dangling from his left catching hand. Now he put the glove back on. The foul ball knocked his glove off. Full count to Freeman. Freddie 2 for 4, and he takes ball 4 low and away. This will bring the winning run to the plate. Tying run is aboard and nobody out.
They try to go with the big slider. Well, there they are. Now the question is, how do you get them in? And who does it?
Andy Pages would like a crack at it. He's 1 for 4 tonight. Singled to center field his last time up in the 8th inning. Before Andy comes up, we'll wait on that. As Andy's ready at the plate. Teoscar leading at second base. Freddie not being held at first. And the pitch to Andy is in the dirt, ball 1. 1-0 to Pages. 4 runs on 8 hits for the Mets. 2 runs, 8 hits for the Dodgers.
Bouncing ball, base hit right field.
Four to 3.
One of the big improvements that Andy Pages just continues to really mount up in his young career is understanding you can go the opposite way. And I mentioned at the outset of the game against breaking stuff this year, he's tied for second best average of all hitters in the big leagues at .338, and he got a slider down and away there.
For Max Muncy coming to the plate. Let's pause 10 seconds for station ID on the Dodgers Audio Network.
The home of the world champion LA Dodgers. KLAC KYSR HD2 Los Angeles. Make us a preset on the free iHeartRadio app.
First pitch to Muncy, taken for a strike, a slider on the inner half. Well, Muncy facing a left-hander. He's 1 for his last 17 against lefties. Tying run at second, winning runs aboard. 0-1 pitch. And Muncy looks at it sail off the outside corner for ball 1. A big spot for Max here. He's got a lot of room in the outfield. In right center field, they're giving him a bit of a gap. 1-1. That's out. Oh, a called strike. That was outside and low. Randy Fletcher behind the plate's been so good tonight, but that one looked like he missed it. Very close. And a 1-2 to Max Muncy. He swings and fouls it back.
Well, Lindor, the shortstop, is really playing right behind the second base bag. A little bit to the third base side, but maybe 3 feet. Well, that's keeping Freeman a little bit close to the bag. But I said earlier, the Dodgers will challenge the outfield arms of the Mets.
Still nobody out. 4-3 Mets lead. 1-2 pitch to Muncy. And that's outside and low.
They challenge the throwing arms in that series in New York.
Well, you can see Dino Ebel on the hit by Pages just winding it up. He was giving the windmill to Teoscar immediately. 2-2 pitch. Muncy waves and misses at a slider and strikes out. And he was out in front of that pitch. Michael Conforto comes up. Again, if there's one guy on this team who is overdue for a hit with runners on and runners in scoring position, it's Conforto.
Well, this is interesting. The Conforto is batting against the lefty when Will Smith is available. Is Betts available? We don't know.
Well, we were told before the game he was. And now Dave Roberts coming up the top step of the dugout, and he wants time, and here comes Will Smith. So Conforto's going to get called back. He was in the batter's box ready to accept a pitch, and Dave Roberts was on the warning track in front of the dugout yelling at Andy Fletcher, hey, we got a pinch hitter.
Well, that's why I was bringing it up, because, it's lefty against lefty, you're going percentages. You've got Will Smith, who of all the players the last 3 years, we've talked about it, he's had more at-bats with runners in scoring position than anybody else.
Well, this will probably get Castillo out of the game. They'll go to the right-hander, Buto. Well, the Dodgers knowing this is part of their thinking, obviously, going into this as Carlos Mendoza comes out.
Well, this is the most famous jersey in baseball, right? The Yankee pinstripes, the interlocking NY, and the Midnight Navy. I was a Yankee fan growing up my whole life, die hard, and became a free agent after 7 years with the Rockies, and I wanted to be a Yankee so bad. Putting this jersey on for a headshot for the first time, it felt different than any other shirt I'd ever put on in my career.
At a California community college. With more than 200 career education programs at your fingertips, your future can be anything you imagine.
I can make good money doing what I love.
Classes can fill up quickly, so enroll today at icangotocollege.com.
Right-hander Jose Buto comes in out of the bullpen for the Mets. He's 2-0 with a 3.60 ERA. He'll face Will Smith. And Smith is the best hitter in Major League Baseball with runners in scoring position.
Do not expand the strike zone. Buto, of all the relievers in baseball, he has the lowest percentage of strikes thrown.
4-3 Mets, bottom of the 10th. Freeman, the tying run at second. Here's the pitch. And a strike call to Smith. The winning run, Pages, is at first. Will has been exceptional in these situations with men on and men in scoring position. The 0-1 coming from Butto. And it's outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. A slider, 4-seamer, changeup, sinker, and a sweeper. That's the arsenal for Jose Butto. Freeman leading at second base. Pages at first, not being held on. 1 out. And the pitch. And this one is hit in the air to center field. It's going to be playable over toward right center for Tyrone Taylor. Freddie will tag from second and head to third. And there are 2 men out, and the tying run is at third base for Tommy Edman. Smith moves the runner up. And Tommy Edman with 2 out. The Dodgers down to their final out, but they can tie this ball game up and extend it. Tommy could also win it. Pages will now be held on at first base by Alonso. Middle infielders move back to play deep. Edman will bat left-handed against Butto.
Well, the Dodgers have to be kind of happy that Alonso's holding the runner. That, you know, if they play behind,
much more room on the right side for Edman. And the pitch to Tommy is up high, ball 1. Edman and then Dalton rushing, who is on deck. Butto set to go, the right-hander will deliver the 1-0 pitch, and Edman waves and misses at a slider inside. 1-1 to Tommy Edman.
If Pages were to take off, would they dare throw through to second base with Freeman getting the good secondary lead at third?
Pretty good lead in foul ground. 1-1 pitch. That's a strike called at the knees, and suddenly the Dodgers down to their final strike tonight. That's a fastball at 95. Cut the plate in half, knee high. And a 1-2 to Edman. He'll wait. He'll call time and get it from Andy Fletcher. So Edman steps back in, taps home plate. And the crowd chanting his first name over and over.
Ball game, and 3 more of them coming up this week between these teams. Clayton Kershaw takes it for the Dodgers tomorrow.